All right, y'all ready for this? This is the end game, boys. Welcome on in. Hello. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Battlefield Show. My name is JulianJanganoo. I will be your host. I'm at the bottom right over here. Hello. We have a special show for you guys today. Just a preface. This is not sponsored by EA or DICE. Everything we say here is from our own thoughts, and they are free to say whatever they want anytime as long as it's TOS friendly. Okay. Today is a momentous occasion. Battlefield has released, well, DICE has released a new Battlefield game about 70 days ago. Do you remember that? Okay, well, it's out, and I have brought on some of my favorite people in the world and some new people we're going to get to meet. So we're going to go around and get some intros going. Let's start off with Baranox, who's on the right of Enders. On the top left, hello, guys. How you guys doing?
We're doing good. Yeah, I'm Baranox. We'll talk about this guy in a second, I guess. And then most people here probably already know who I am and who this nerd is right here. I've played all the Battlefield games besides the weird mobile one they released. Me and Enders play on the same competitive team, so we normally focus on higher level mechanics in the games and whatnot. But that's about it. I'd say most people here know who we are. Anything to add to that?
Hello.
That's Enders over there. Welcome on in. Catalyst, tell us a little bit about yourself. Welcome.
Echo kind of what Baranox said. Most people probably know me from either YouTube or here on Twitch for the past year or so. But I've been playing Battlefield since Bad Company 2. I also played competitively where I got smacked by Ender's team in the finals most recently,
right.
which felt incredible, by the way. But I similar focus on guides and tutorials and commentaries and just teaching people how to play Battlefield. Focus on some high-level gameplay and marking 1 year since I switched from console to PC, so getting more interested in aim and kind of more finer mechanical things. But yeah, I've been playing Battlefield for a long time, and really happy to be on the show with a lot of these good content creators and streamers. So
Well,
thank you, Julian, for having me, man.
well, thank you for being here, and welcome, Catalyst. And a newcomer to the Battlefield Show, Mr. Nate Gibson from Call of Duty fame, I believe. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Welcome.
Yeah, I pretty much only played Call of Duty until like 2 years ago. I switched over to some other games, and unfortunately, one of them was Battlefield.
Oh,
So
boy.
now that that's failed, I don't really know what the fuck I'm doing, to be honest.
We'll be talking
Yeah.
about Nate, and welcome in. All right.
Thank you.
Last minute guest to the show. Silk was going to be on, but he had a last minute thing. So Brother Steve, welcome.
Hey, how's it going?
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Many people know me. I am Big Brother Steve. Try to be part of the community. I'm the guy that holds W and be a medic. Try to always be the best medic with Battlefield. Been playing since Hardline, my favorite Battlefield, and then really got into content creation during Battlefield 1, BF5, and now this wonderful game.
Awesome, Brother Steve. Okay, and also next newcomer to the Battlefield Show, Jaws Gaming. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
What's up, everyone? Probably know me from YouTube if you're coming from over there. Do a lot of commentary on Battlefield. I like to try and analyze it. I am more of a console casual, so forgive me. I'm probably not as skilled as some of the other guys on here, but that's okay. Try to understand and appreciate the game for what it is. I came to the franchise with BF3, started making my commentaries towards the end of BF1, and then really carried through BF5 and now into 2042. And yeah, that's really where I came from.
Well, welcome in, Jaws. We're going to be talking a lot about this game, 2042. I'll tell you what. ENDGAME, also veteran of the Battlefield Show. I think this is the third appearance, I believe.
Third time's the charm.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, ENDGAME.
Resident big unit, as Elusive put it in chat. I've got well over 5,000 hours of log time on BF5, so coming to 2042, big expectations, only to be let down, and I'm here to discuss that.
God damn. Okay. And newcomer to the Battlefield Show, Mr. Ghost Gaming. I discovered you on YouTube, and I couldn't wait to have you on the show. You have some fantastic videos, so tell us a little bit more about yourself, man.
Oh, thank you so much, man. Well, thanks for having me, Julian. I'm Ghost, and some of you guys might know me predominantly from YouTube, like rather than Twitch. I am, without a doubt, probably the worst infantry player here, I would say, because I'm mostly known for being annoying in vehicles, mainly from Battlefield 4 days. And I wish I could say it was difficult in 2042, but it's honestly not. They're just kind of a joke, as we know. So yeah, that's my thing. That's what I do.
Okay, man. Well, Ghost, welcome on in. Good to have you. And also, a late newcomer to the Battlefield show, GraViTyXIII. Welcome in, dude. We've actually shared a couple podcasts together with Brett FX and the expert roundtable for Battlefield. I think 5 and 2042, if I'm not mistaken. Welcome in. I don't know if we did 5, but 2042 for sure. Welcome on, GraViTyXIII. Tell us a little bit about yourself, man.
Yeah, so I am GraViTyXIII. I am a Twitch streamer and YouTuber. I pretty much stream any Battlefield game, including really old Refractor Engine ones. I've been playing competitively since BF 1942 through Battlefield 4, and now I am a streamer and caster for competitive Battlefield.
Awesome.
Surprisingly, the only competitive Battlefield left is like BF2, though.
Damn, really? The old school BF2. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Very nice. Okay. All right, everybody. Well, again, I'm JulianJanganoo, and welcome. Forgive the camera. Sometimes they get a little wonky, but we can still hear them, and they're here in spirit, for sure. Well, I'm also a Battlefield streamer. Well, not recently. I kind of gave up on Battlefield and chose up on, a few other different games. But I've been streaming Battlefield since Battlefield 1, and end up meeting all these cool people and way more in the chat. I love that you guys are here. Welcome on in. And the sad note about this specific Battlefield show is that it may be my last. And I don't want it to be my last. I love talking with people, and I love meeting new people in the community. But we're in a sad state of affairs right now. And it's a big topic we're going to talk about, especially in the closing statements for this game and this franchise. And basically the whole theme of this show is this the end game? That's why I chose the whole Avengers theme kind of thing. And I wanted to see if, well, do my guests think that this is the end of the franchise? Like we have said on previous Battlefield shows, like they would have to nail the game that came after Battlefield 5 to get a massive influx of players in and all that. Yeah, didn't go so hot so far. So basically, with the theme of this show, it's called Endgame. Are my guests an Avenger type of player that want to save this franchise at all costs, post content, give feedback to whoever's listening over there at DICE and EA? Or are you more of a spectator type that I'm just kind of not caring anymore and to see how it goes? And if it's good, I'll come back and play. But I also didn't reveal this to the guests. If you're neither of those, I would love to know what you think. So let's just go in order here. Baranox and Enders, either of you guys can go. Are you an Avenger of the Battlefield franchise, or are you more of a spectator, or neither?
Well, definitely not the Avenger category. I mean, for me, like I say it on stream a lot too, is you really don't want to get caught right now defending this game. I feel like it really discredits you, like if you try to defend this. But me and Enders were talking about it last night that I guess I'm a spectator because, I mean, I will play the games to see if they're any good, but I mean, you can look at my channels. I stream less now. I haven't made a YouTube video in like 2 months. I'm not very inspired to do that just because the game isn't, I don't know, super fun. There's not a lot of reward in it. You can look at the Twitch section. That's obviously in the grave now. But the thing is, like, I think it seems like you can't kill this franchise. I mean, even if they release an equally bad game, there's that huge influx for a week or a month, and then it dies off like this. But I guess I'll be around to investigate that. I would love for them to make a great game. Everybody here probably, I mean, I know he would like that. Probably anybody here would love DICE to make an excellent title for us to play. But I don't know. I don't think if I make suggestions or make YouTube videos, I don't think anybody's listening to that. That matters at least. I mean, you guys are, and you'll listen to it. But is Dice going to implement changes based on my 2,000 sub YouTube channel suggestion? Probably not. So I guess I'm a spectator in that regard.
What do you think, Anders?
So basically, like, I don't know. I'm not either. I'm just a player, right? Like, I play the game. I just choose to stream it. That's how I've always run my stream. I don't know. I don't care, honestly. Like, it just
You don't?
sucks. No, I don't. I don't really care anymore.
I think we used to care.
Like,
No,
I don't know.
Did
It's
you have
hard
the
to care with people like this at the helm. So
what
I don't
at
know.
the
I
late
don't even know what
sta-
I think.
Yeah, at the late stage of Battlefield 5, did you kind of feel the same way? Like, oh yeah, I know 2042 is gonna be bad. Like, are you in the same state?
That's
Kind
the
of
only
thing?
logical. Like, we all, yeah.
I think there was like you can go back and look at our content at the end of BF5, and you can tell that that was the last time you could see hope in anybody here's eyes. Like we were making videos, and you could tell we thought there was a chance it would be good because there was. We played the beta, and this game could have been pretty good. Like it actually could have been decent, but well, we know how that worked out. So
All right, thank
yeah,
you
I mean,
guys.
I think there was hope then, but going forward, yeah, I'm unfortunately going to be pretty pessimistic just because of like it's actual data. I mean, look at this game, the actual numbers behind it and what happened. So
Yeah, tragedy. Thank you guys for those responses. Catalyst, Avenger, Spectator. What are your thoughts?
I'm definitely a spectator at this point. I've been that I've kind of been that Avenger, or at least like tried to be that Avenger for so long through Battlefield 5. Like when you first start making YouTube videos, you always kind of taught to be in the mindset that you're making videos for somebody and somebody's always watching. And I've had, ex-Dice developers, DM me on Twitter and saying like, hey, I watch your content. I agree with some of the things you're saying, yada, yada. But at this point, like, I don't know. I just feel like I'm a spectator and there's not really anything that I can say or do that anybody is going to listen to, because it's very clear that nobody's listening to the feedback that any of the player base are giving, obviously, or otherwise we probably would have a better video game on our hands. But I mean, I really just kind of want to wipe my hands clean and say, look, it's out of my control. Not like one person would really have any control in any way, but just no matter what I say or what I do, I've been that voice of reason in videos, like critiquing, some of the bad decisions they made with 5 and some of the bad decisions they made in 2042. But I just see no reason to be an Avenger for something that is kind of already just dead. And
Okay.
I don't know. I just don't. I'm perfectly okay with like wiping my hands clean and saying, all right, the ball is certainly not in my court. At this point, I'm just a player. I'm a streamer. I'm basically doing anything that I can to keep my content lively and my channel alive. And even to the point where it's like I'm losing motivation to make videos, to the point where like I'm having to siphon out my content so where I don't run out of content before the season 1 content release date, which is March, maybe. Like that's a very like rough estimate. And knowing Dice, if they say March, they mean like March 31st at 11:59 p.m. So it's probably more like 2 months until that content actually comes out. So like I'm just trying to keep my channel alive and kind of just watch from the sideline and see if Dice could somehow like strike twice with lightning and revive this game like they did Battlefield 4.
Thank you, Catalyst, for that wonderful response. Nate Gibson from Call of Duty coming on hot and playing a lot of 2042 recently.
Yep.
A lot. Tell me a little about Avenger. What do you think?
No, I'm definitely spectating. I've never really considered myself a Battlefield content creator, so I just had a lot of fun with the game. But I mean, after a week, the viewership just died. I think I had 2 videos, that did pretty decent, and then after that, it just took a massive dip. And like, yeah, doing this as a full-time job, I can't stick with the game if it's just dead. I can't try to help them to revive it. So I'm gonna wait for them to come out with some big updates. If they do some crazy shit like making it free to play, I might come back and try it. But I mean, yeah, with how the game's been going now, I don't have a whole lot of faith. So I've pretty much already moved on.
True, true, true. All right. Thank you for that response, Nate. And brother Steve, Avenger? Question mark?
I was thinking about this last night. I would say I'm still an Avenger, but treading water. Like, I love the game, love the franchise, and all
Yep.
these amazing people that I've got to know and play games with. But even with that, just there's nothing to really to enjoy anymore. Like nothing really to grind, nothing to keep me playing the game, and it just sucks. It just sucks. Like trying to wake up and be like, I'm gonna go play the game today and do something.
Yeah.
And like as people said, like the viewership is just down. Like I am super thankful that I got Twitch partner the first like second week of
Nice.
summer
Hell
because
yeah.
you know, like I got it the perfect time. Would have waited any longer, but nope.
That's
But no,
amazing.
I'm just here to just keep on going and like try to keep everybody together, stay positive. Everybody knows me. I try to stay positive, but even me, I show my cracks of like this game just sucks. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
man. Okay.
playing at 2 or 3 p.m., you know, on a Friday and there's just AI at 3 p.m. Like, why? Why is my server half full of AI? Like, come on. Like, where's the people at?
Yeah.
And that's just super annoying and like it just sucks.
I
Yeah.
hear you, brother Steve. Thank you
That's
for
my 2
that.
cents.
Jaws. Hello again, sir. Now, Avenger, Spectator. What do you think?
Definitely a spectator.
Okay.
I would say this game has delivered the worst possible thing a game can, and that is complete apathy across the community. As everyone who said before now, and I'm sure the people after me are going to say, just that people aren't invested anymore. There's not much to invest in the gameplay. There's not much to invest in terms of content. So why do we care? It's not the Battlefield experience we were seemingly advertised. Why care? What is this game? So yeah.
Yeah, that'll be one of the big topics we'll be talking about right after we play some games soon. But let's just keep going through the board here. Energized Knight, welcome back again, sir. What do you think? Are you an Avenger, man?
Well, happy to be here, first of all, Julian. I'm definitely not an Avenger, but I'm also not really a spectator. I'm that guy that's like, the fight's happening over there, and I'm actively steering people away from the mess. That's what I'm doing right now. So I'm like, hey, that building's falling. You guys should probably clear away from that. Maybe avoid that area at all costs. I can't do anything about that, but we should probably go away from. All right, so that's what I'm currently doing. I'm hoping that building won't fall on me, but it might. You never know. You just never know. So hoping that things turn around. Hopefully the Avengers out there maybe take care of that building for me. But nothing I can do about it other than just point it out and be like, all right, everybody else around here, yeah, don't buy into that building. It's coming down. So that's what I'm actively doing out here.
All right, thank you, Energized Knight. Very thoughtful. Ghost, welcome on in, man. What do you think?
Thank you, dude. So, I mean, I'd say I'm sort of more on the spectator side of things, but I'm still somewhere in the middle. I try to keep the tiniest thread of, being optimistic about the game or trying to sort of bring solutions to the table of how they can fix things. But honestly, when I try and put myself in EA and DICE's shoes right now and just, imagine like just what are they thinking? Like they've completely alienated the entire community. Communication is just zero, and I'm just trying to wrap my head around it because I know they're smart people. I mean, you can't tell me that there aren't people with fairly high IQs who work for DICE and EA. They must know what they're doing to some degree, and I just have no clue what they're thinking, except they're trying to oust the current community and bring in a younger generation, I guess. So, I mean, it's sad because I think most of us here, we base our content around the Battlefield franchise, and we're not just sort of necessarily general content creators who will like jump ship to the next thing. At least that's how it is for me. I can't just go and pick up like whatever other game. If I'd stopped making content on Battlefield, I'd probably just, most likely give it up and save my time really. So, yeah, it's looking bleak, but I think a lot of pressure is going to rest on what comes out with season 1 here. It's going to be a big thing,
Yeah, we'll be talking about it for sure. I'll love to get your insights on what you guys think they might show. So when we get to that, we'll get to that. Thank you so much, Ghost. And Gravity, Hey, welcome to the Battlefield show, man. It's good to see you again. So what do you think after that amazing YouTube review? That's almost an hour, I think, going over 2042. Where do you stand?
Well, I'd still call myself an Avenger, but I don't mind putting out content and suggestions for potential fixes for the game. There's really short-term stuff they can do, but they have such a limited time frame to do it. But honestly, we all kind of know that they're not going to do it. The ship has kind of sailed. My big priority here is I've been around since BF 1942. I've been through all the games. The formula exists and the formula works. And the big thing is just trying to get those ideas back out there of what they're missing and trying to get it for the next game. And that's really it. I mean, I was doing research for a video last week, and I literally just discovered that Battlefield 1942 still has a competitive community playing 8v8s and 10v10s. I didn't realize that in 2022 this could even happen. So the formula is there, the features are there. As long as the gameplay mechanics are in the game, as long as the features are there, the community can pick up the slack and make the game great and popular.
Exactly.
It's just a matter of getting it in the game, and I don't think it's going to happen this time around. It's all about just making sure that people at DICE, the new people at DICE, know that and learn what these past games had that made them successful.
I hear you. Sorry, Gravity, but you turned into a monster again. It's okay. It's okay.
It doesn't surprise me. I'm having net issues.
That's his superpower, okay? It just happens. You gotta control it a little bit, but there it is. Thank you, Gravity, so much for that. And as for myself, I am, as the show, a host, I am very much a spectator. If you would have asked me in Battlefield 5, I definitely was an Avenger. I was doing everything possible, making this show, inviting people on, try to get as much feedback out there as possible to save this dying franchise. And that was in Battlefield 5. Like, it feels like a century ago, really. But now we're here, and it's like, well, what do you got? And they didn't really deliver for me. So at this point, I'm definitely a spectator. I mean, right after Battlefield 5 said they were going to cancel all the stuff, all the content moving forward, I'm like, I'm going to go play some cool games I missed. See you later, dudes. I took a whole year off Battlefield 5, never looked back, didn't play that game once. And we played some awesome games, and I don't regret it at all. But I was like, I'm coming back to Battlefield, and I'm going to do the show again weekly, and it's going to be huge, and it's going to be fun. And man, did that fall flat on his face. I had 2 Battlefield shows pre-release with Catalyst and Nickel, and we talked about some pretty grim things, and we're kind of hopeful on some things. You know, that trailer came out, some information came out when we had Nickel on, but that was like right after the beta with Nickel, and dude, I just lost almost all interest. In just a few months after release, that was it. I was like, I'm gonna go play Dying Light or something. Like, there's not much for me back here. Like, if I'm playing at my time zone at like 8 o'clock at night, and there's nothing but bots, like, there's nothing there for me right now. So I see myself as a spectator, just waiting for season 1, see what they got. If it's good, we'll go back and play, you know? But anyway, thank you guys all for your responses. Now let's have some fun. This is the Battlefield Show first trivia game, where we're going to split all you guys up into 3 teams for the 3 rounds, okay? You're going to gain XP, and I'm sorry to say, there will not be a scoreboard. I'm just going to write it down on this paper. You know,
that's show.
Legacy item.
It's the legacy feature. I wasn't ready, man. I read that. But okay, so you guys want to know what the teams are? And also, chat, you can also put in your thoughts of being an Avenger or a spectator or neither. I would love to see what you guys have to say. All right, here are the teams. Ooh, baby. Okay. So, team number 1. will be Energized Knight, Jaws, and Catalyst. Now, I need to know who is going to be your team leader.
EK. Sorry,
Shit,
you're volunteered, bro.
God damn it. Okay, well,
You're volunteered, bro.
I guess I am.
Listen, you have the most hours out of all of us. Okay, I expect a huge W here.
And that means something. Okay.
Person with the most XP wins, so choose wisely here. Jaws, you're okay with this?
I'm okay with it.
Okay.
He's got the experience.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That's
we'll
what
be
we're playing
team
for.
captain for this team.
And what is your team name if you want to have a team name?
Console shitters +1.
Hey, I like that one, dude.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Okay, console shitters. Got it.
We'll take
it. Okay, team number 2 is Baranox, Enders, and Nate Gibson. Probably the most stacked team here. Who is going to be your captain for this round?
Nate, I'm saying we throw Enders straight under the bus on this one.
I'm down. Enders.
All right. There you
Enders. Oh my god. Okay.
I'm a hard carry in every situation.
And your team name, possibly?
Team Dumpster.
Nate seems fine with that. Okay, Team Dumpster. All right, there you
go. Wait. I see Forehead Squad in the chat. I like that better. Can I? It's not my decision.
Console shitter.
Okay, Dumpster Fire. No, Dumpster, just Dumpster. Okay. Team number 3 is Gravity, Brother Steve, and Ghost Gaming. What do you got? Who's leading the squad?
Gravity,
man.
Gravity? Oh man, the dictionary himself. Let's see. Okay, and you got team name? You want to go with the team 4-head? 5-head. Oh.
Maybe I got a receding hairline as well.
Okay, we'll go with team 5-head. There you go. Easy. Okay, great. So, all you team leaders, we are going to this first round has 3 categories. And it also has 3 values for each category. You can have 5 XP, you can have 10 XP, or 20 XP. So you would assume, are you going to, go for a hot 20 XP? It could be a tough question. And earn that? We'll see. Okay, so those are your 3 lists right there. And here are the categories. We're going to start with Team 1 with EK and Jaws and Catalyst. So EK, as a team leader, here are the 3 categories. Choose one and then choose an XP value. Category number 1. Specialists. Oh. Category number 2. Bad design decisions. And category 3. Potent potables. Go ahead and choose your category.
With the fact that I have all specialists at mastery 40 or higher, and Catalyst is a maker of videos about specialists, I'm gonna have to go with specialist category for let's go with 10 XP.
10 XP. Okay. Here is the question. Name a specialist with tattoos.
Wow.
Sundance.
Hey, not your team. Not your turn yet.
What?
It's not your turn. It's only they can only answer this question too. So it is just a team.
Oh, okay.
Just a team leader.
Oh, okay.
Just a team leader. But you'll get to work on together.
Okay.
In the next round. Okay.
I thought we were
sorry about that.
Yeah, I thought people were gonna buzz in. Or something like that.
Yeah, I thought. Oh, yeah. I thought we were like conferring, as in to send a final answer. Okay.
Rao does have a tattoo, and it is on his what was it, deluxe edition skin or something? Something like that,
I got
right?
yelled at in chat by that one, so that one stuck with me.
Okay, so that's 10 XP rewarded to you guys. All right, next up, team number 2, Enders. Pick a category: specialist, bad design decisions, or potent potables.
We gotta go with bad design decisions.
Okay.
I'm familiar with that.
Okay. And how much XP do you want to wager?
Or we're going for the 20. I mean, come on.
You're going for the 20. Oh, man. Let's see. What can we get here for you? Oh, man. Name a single takedown.
Is it all? Can he only open? Can he answer that, or can I answer it?
He can only answer it. That was the whole thing about the
Name
captain
a single
part.
takedown. The actual name of the takedown.
The name of the takedown.
Good luck.
It's in bad design decisions?
Yeah, because the takedown sucks.
It's what is it called? Rib something.
What?
Rib opener.
Rib opener, correct. Oh my god.
Oh.
Rib opener is correct. Unbelievable. 20 XP taking the lead. Unbelievable. Yes. So for those that don't know, these are the answers. Fatal Friend, Baku ACB 90, the Rib opener.
I don't know about the design decision on that category, Julian.
Tactical Folder. This is great. Hey, Survivalist Edge is the last one there. Wow, did any of you guys know that? God damn, very nice. Well done. Okay, and team number 3, Gravity. Choose a category. Specialist, bad design decisions, potent potables.
Let's check out potent potables for 25.
For 20 XP.
Oh, I thought it was 25. 20. Max.
Okay.
Whatever.
Let's see here. 20 XP potent potables. Name 3 portal featured modes.
Oh, the 2042 Rush.
Okay.
The zombies. Does that count?
What was it called?
Ooh.
Not just
He
zombies.
makes it get it correct.
2042 XP Farm. Duh.
No. Incorrect.
Correct.
We'll give it to him.
Now keep going. You only got 2042 Rush. Are those your answers?
Yeah, no, there was 1942. Yeah, there was 1942 Conquest, BF3 Conquest, BF2 Bad Company 2
Correct.
Conquest. Yeah.
Yes, that's 3. Good job. 20 XP to Gravity's Team 5 head. All right. Let's go again. Let's start from the beginning here. Enders. Let's start with Team 2. Let's kind of mix it up a little bit.
Okay.
Go ahead and choose a category. Specialist, bad design decisions, and potent potables.
What are you feeling? I have to choose. We're going specialist for, what is it? 20 or 10?
Whatever you want.
He already did 10.
Okay.
Max it out again.
20. Fuck it.
20?
Specialist 20.
Specialist for 20.
Exactly.
What is Boris's last name?
Ooh, don't ask me this question. I want to say starts with a K?
Probably think of like some generic, the most
What do you think,
uninspired
Anders?
Russian last name.
Oh my god. I don't know.
Okay, incorrect then. All right.
Levinsky something?
It was Guskovsky.
What was it?
There's no chance for a steal on this? Come on, I knew that one.
No steals. No steals. Well, EK, you're up.
Just hit it. So are there multiple questions per point value?
Yeah, there's not many left though. There's like one
So-
more in the 20.
So let me do. What's the last 20 in then?
Okay, I got one here.
All right. I don't know what category is it.
What category is it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
what category? Well, you choose one.
Oh, okay. I thought you said there's like only one. Okay, specialist 20 XP.
Okay. Recite a Rao quip. or Rayo. Quip.
The amount of rows that get final card in my games, dude. Next to none.
You know, let's be honest here. I don't think I know them all.
Can I include one where he like? Does it have to be the end of game ones, or it can be literally anything?
The end of game ones. So not the reporting for duty one.
I was gonna go with an in-game one.
Okay, go for it.
Oh, what's my password again?
Is that one of them? That's the one I never heard.
That's literally one of them. That's literally one of them, dude.
That's awesome. Okay, I'll give it to you. I actually couldn't
Okay, whenever
find
he
it.
like holds
I
up the
looked
hack thing to like go on hack
it's like
somebody,
whenever-
you pull that up and
yeah.
go, "What's my password again?"
That's
It's so
awesome.
cheese.
There you go.
That's the one that stuck with me.
20 XP. Congrats. Okay, team number 3. Choose a category here. What do you think? Potables, bad design decisions, gravity? What do you think? Specials?
I want another potent potable.
Potable. For how much?
Yeah.
5, 10, or 20?
20.
20. So you're going for that again. Oh, man. You should have been more wise. Okay. Poem for 20. Let's see if I have it here. I just want to make sure I got the answers here. Okay, here we go. Name every gadget in 2042.
Oh, sure. The med pen, the armor plates, ammo resupply box, the armor, or I said the armor plates, med box, rocket launcher, C4.
No.
Those C5s, whatever.
Yes. I think you have 3 more, I think.
3 more. The SOFLAM. Oh, I'm a blank on the others. Shoot. Armor plates.
Oh,
Nope.
the chat knows.
Oh, God.
I'll give you 10 more seconds here.
Okay, well... Oh, repair tool and... there's gotta be one more. I can't remember the last one.
Oh, so close. No reward for that. Sorry.
Did I not say the rocket launcher?
You said the rocket launcher, the M5
Okay.
recoilless, yeah.
Oh, the spawn.
Gotta be beacon.
The spawn beacon.
The thing I don't ever use. Yeah, okay.
And you said the AA missile, right?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. I thought you did. Yeah, it was that in the anti-tank mine, I think you said too.
No, I didn't see the anti-tank.
Yeah,
mine.
okay. So
There's a
you
lot-
missed the
okay.
beacon and the anti-tank
So I missed
mine.
a lot more. Yeah.
Tough one for sure.
It was, yeah.
Okay, well, we still got some questions here. So let's start over again. Let's start with EK's team now. Specialists, bad design decisions, or potent potables?
Let's go with bad design decisions for 20 XP.
Okay. Question. What is the name of the error where players fail to connect to a game?
It's the one from the first week of the game. It got tweeted about a bunch. There were a bunch of screenshots of it. I think it began with a 1 and then some zeros. I'm trying to think of the last digits of it. I think it's an 8 in there, maybe a B.
Not the code, but like
not the code?
No, not the code
then
itself.
the persistent data one. Persistent data? Is that the answer? I thought you were looking for the actual code.
I give it to him. Yeah. Unable to load
the code of it.
persistence data. Correct.
EK's about to drop like a 20 digit code.
It's like Doctor Strange
Holy
formulating
shit.
it.
I wasn't expecting
What was the
that.
number?
That's not a lot, man.
I thought all the codes were different.
No, they're different codes, man. But the persistent error one, I'm pretty sure they begin with a 10. I don't know.
Damn, I
been
didn't
a
even
while.
know that. Holy shit.
Can you recite pi to like 100 decimal places as well? while
No,
you're
I'm not that guy. Okay.
No, the fact that he knew some of the digits actually just shows you how much that error was presented to everybody here.
Way
during
too
the
much.
first week.
It happened for like 4 hours straight the one day.
I know, 11 hours. That was an 11-hour stream that I had to deal with that.
11 hours.
Oh, God. All right. Let's go with Ender's team here. Pick a category. Hey, a lot of the 5 XP ones, hey, those are pretty easy. Just saying.
What
do you think?
Score here. Can we get a score update?
Yeah. We got 50 points for team 1 with EK. We got 20 XP for Ender's team, and we got 20 XP for Gravity's team.
We gotta go with another 20 XP. Bad design decisions.
Okay, bad design decisions, 20 XP. Let's see here. There's only one question left. This one, I think you got a daily double here. You got the daily double, so this is for 40 XP.
Good luck.
What
Okay,
what specialist, I know this is not in the specialist category, but what specialist was shelved before launch?
Hosier.
Correct! Oh my gosh. With the daily double too, bonus. 40
was
XP.
Easy. That was
That
an
was
easy
easy.
daily double.
And we
Jesus.
ate
Hey, some
some.
people,
Now,
hey,
the real
you know.
crazy shit is, what was he shelled for? I can't tell you. I know, but
I know that one.
Okay.
I know the answer to that.
No points reward, but what do you guys know? Anybody can
Those
answer that.
reflecting tank shells, yeah.
Yep.
And also,
Nothing
there's
to go
something
through
with
a
the
shield.
name. There was something with his, like the name of his achievement or something like that too. It was kind of iffy
Yeah,
for Dice's
That was a
standards, right?
cosmetic.
Oh,
I thought.
his cosmetic was very
Yeah.
for, you know, the
I thought
Russians
that
against
was
Ukraine.
Boris. No,
Yeah,
I
that
thought that was
I think it was-
Boris.
Yeah, that was,
I think
yeah,
that was
that's right.
Boris.
That
That
was
was
Boris.
Boris.
Yeah.
Oh, it was Boris. Okay.
I think at this point we should just go all out with specialist cosmetics, and he should just Dozer should have like a Spartan one, and Steve can like sponsor it, and you should be able to reflect tank shells with the shield, you know, parry it. I think go all out. Why not?
Okay, Gravity, last one. This is the last round for this first round here.
Okay, bad design decisions for 20 again.
We're out of
Plus
20. You're gonna have
10.
to choose something else. 5 or 10 XP for bad design decisions.
10.
10. Okay. Let's see here. Bad design decisions for 10 XP. Ooh. Which breakthrough maps featured a rooftop capture at any point in its life cycle? In the game's life cycle.
Orbital hourglass kaleidoscope.
Correct! Wow. Well
Fuck
done.
those maps. Those maps are so fucked.
Yeah.
Well done. Good job. Okay, so that was the first round in this is the first Battlefield show trivia. Wow, it's going pretty good. There's 2 more rounds left, and the teams are team number 1 is or the console shitters according to them, EK, Jaws, and Catalyst at a 50 XP, all right? And then Ender's team Dumpster, is in the lead with 60 XP, hitting that crazy daily double. And then Gravity's team is at 30 XP so far. So, round number 2 is where you guys get together and try to figure it out. Remember, no cheating from other teams. Try not to read the chat, obviously. But this one is for 20 XP. It's just one question for each of your teams. So team number 1, are you ready? EK.
I believe we are ready.
All right, you can
Ready.
all answer this if you want. EK, Jaws, and Catalyst. Your question is for 20 XP. What is the first charm released in the preseason?
All right, let's discuss it.
What do you guys think?
It's the dinosaur, right?
No, that was a
from
pre-order
Battle-
bonus.
Yeah, it
Is
was a
that pre-order
pre-order.
bonus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But does that count as preseason? Is
I
that
don't know. Does it
like
though?
under the same line?
It might. I don't know.
Because if that's the same, that it's what's it called?
no, for the
Mr. Chompy? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Chompy's the name of that one, but I don't think. That's
so
Julian's
what I
looking
meant
for.
what I meant is the weeklies. When the weekly rewards
it's on the
started happening,
weeklies.
that was when the preseason started.
Oh, it was a shotgun skin.
No,
No,
that's
no.
for charm.
No, the
charm.
charm.
Oh, it's a charm?
Obviously, we
So-
just got the horseshoe one, so that's not going to be it.
Make sure you say final answer after you're
Yeah.
done. So
Was
what are
it-
you thinking?
We're talking out loud.
Was it the bottle cap one?
There's a bottle cap one.
Bottle cap one?
It's
Sounds
in
like
there.
something I unlocked and just ignored.
Bro, you think I care about Tides of War 2.0?
Was it a bottle cap? Maybe.
Bro.
Jaws, do you remember that one vividly?
I just remember it being something else. A dinosaur.
All right,
Was
put
it-
out a
was
guess.
it-
Hang
It's
on,
either
Ninja
like
Catalyst,
a
what are you talking
bottle
about?
cap. Wasn't it? I remember like some Luck of the Irish thing too.
That's the horseshoe one. That was like last week.
Oh, that's the horseshoe.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was
Yeah.
last week.
We're gonna
All mixed
lock in.
together.
I think we're gonna lock in that bottle cap opener guess there. We're gonna lock that in.
Incorrect. The first week charm that we got was the lumber enthusiast acorn.
Acorn, dude.
The
Fucking
acorn.
Disgusting.
Wow.
Yep, that's something I unlocked and just never used.
The bottle one came a couple weeks after that, I believe.
Fucking
Yeah, so it was the acorn. So
Freaking
no
acorns.
points for the console shitters. Team 2 Enders, Team Dumpster here with Nate and Baranox. Here is your question for 20 XP. Name the freelance writer and game reporter that said 2042 was initially a BR game.
Oh, Tom Henderson.
Correct! Wow, 20 XP taking a
And Nate
massive
comes
lead.
in immediately and asserts his dominance right there.
Wow,
Okay.
that quick
I mean,
and
I didn't
easy.
even say anything at all.
Thank you, Nate.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Man. Meanwhile,
Well
Team
done.
1, do you remember the acorn? Nice one.
Remember something that's only relevant for the week.
All right. Round number 2. All right, team number 3 here. Team 5 head with Gravity, Ghost, and Brother Steve. Here's your question for 20 XP. Name every single map in 2042.
Okay.
Just
Easy.
2042,
Oh.
not Portal.
Okay. I mean, I can do the portal maps too if you want. Hourglass, Orbital,
Kaleidoscope.
Kaleidoscope. I'm literally making a map series on this. Renewal,
Breakaway.
Breakaway.
That's 5, right?
Yeah.
Wait,
Discarded. Did you say discarded yet?
Discarded.
discarded.
And that's 6, right?
So what'd you guys say again? So Hourglass, Breakaway, Discarded, Orbital,
Manifest. That's the other one.
Manifest. Okay.
Manifest. Yeah.
So you got 2 more.
What's the snow map?
No, that was it.
Wait, no, I think we said them all.
That was Breakaway, right?
Kaleidoscope.
Breakaway, Renewal, Orbital, Kaleidoscope, Manifest, and Hourglass. Orbital. Yeah, that's all of them. That's 7.
Yeah.
You guys said Renewal, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you got it. Sorry, I guess I missed that first one. Okay. Yeah, correct. 20 XP for team
Good job,
number
Grab.
3. Well done. Okay. This is the final round. Here are the scores so far. Sorry, there's no scoreboard. Obviously, this is a Battlefield show, so stop being toxic in the chat. Thank you. It is 50 points for team number 1, EK. 50 points. We got 80 for team 2 for Ender's team there. And then we got 60 XP. No, 50 XP for team number 3, Gravity, team 5 head. Okay? This is the final round of questions, then we'll start talking about Battlefield again. Team number 1, EK, the console shitters. This is your 50 XP question right here.
All right.
In Hazard Zone, how much does it cost to get an upgraded PKP in the Hazard Zone currency?
Hey, yo, Cat, you got any hazard on time, bro?
I got a whopping 0 hours.
Hey, yo, Giles, what about you over there, man?
Bro, I played like 3 matches of Hazard
No,
Zone.
no.
I
So,
didn't pay attention.
so is the question is how much is the PKP, or
How
are we
much
looking
is
at
it in
how much
the
for
that
upgrade?
currency
So
just
like
to buy
purchase
it?
the PKP.
to purchase the PKP?
Okay, I watched one Stod video. He showed the prices. They're dirt cheap. That's all I gotta go off of here. Does you guys have anything better than that, or I'm just gonna take a fucking guess here?
I
Nobody in the
500?
chat knows either.
500, I think.
Bro, I thought it was cheaper than that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be
No.
honest with you.
No, I think well if it's
PKP?
if it's an upgraded one, right? So
I don't
like
know how it works. Do you buy an upgraded
you-
version
do
of the
you
gun, or do you buy
you purchase the base weapon and then upgrade it further, or
So again, Julian, can you clarify here? Are you just buying the gun as is? Is that what we're?
Yeah, it's like, with all the attachments on it. And there's like it's not a free one,
Okay, but so just there's no variation of the PKP, right? It's just one PKP option.
Just one PKP, the gun. You just buy the gun with its attachments.
Okay, so there's okay, all right, got it.
I think I'm over. I don't think it's 500.
See, my guess was there's a lot of 300s in that video. Okay, that's what I remember the most because I was like, damn, they're pretty cheap.
Well, the PKP is busted, right? So it's
but they don't care about that in
expensive.
Hazard Zone. They don't care about that in Hazard Zone.
Bounce doesn't exist.
You think there's a meta in Hazard Zone in terms of like the market in there?
I don't know. I played 0 hours, EK.
Okay.
I have no idea.
All right, I'll give you 10 seconds. Let's see a final answer here.
I'm thinking 300. That was the number that struck out the most to me. Catalyst Jaws. Any other?
It's going to be cheaper. It's going to end up being cheaper, but I think 300.
Cheaper, honestly, 300 is what I'm gonna lock in here. That's my answer.
300. That is incorrect. It is 250. 250. All the guns that you need to buy are 250.
I swear to God, if the next these questions are easy on that, I'm gonna.
Some no reward. Oh no.
All right, Julian, we're PayPaling you for another easy one right now.
Jesus.
Oh Jesus, you're gonna hate this one. This is for 50 XP. Team 2. Enders, Baranox, Nate.
Yes.
Name 3 tags from the play card option. The tags, the little symbol. They have names. Name 3 of them.
Tags? What do you mean? So like the little picture next
The little
to
picture has a name, yeah.
Okay. Like Kill Machine, Ruler of the Zone.
No. That's he means.
Yes,
Not
that.
the titles, it's the tags.
Is those?
You got Kill Machine, okay? Kill Machine.
Okay.
Kill Machine, Ruler of the Zone.
Ruler of the Zone, which is Hazard Zone, and New Gun on the Block is the first
New
one
Gun
you
on the
get.
Block.
That's correct. Oh my God, 50 XP rewarded.
All right, how much are you telling him? How much are you paying him?
Well, we can double what they're
How
paying.
they know that? That's
We can double what they're paying, man.
Easy.
okay. Listen. Before the show was started, I was gonna say all of them, but there's no way you can name all of them. So I just said, it's 3, whatever. I think that's impressive.
5.
That's impressive. Okay. Team number 3, Gravity Ghost. Brother Steve, here's your question for 50 XP. I think you all lost anyway, but it doesn't matter. Let's just go. What?
Thanks for the encouragement.
What rating did PC Gamer magazine give 2042?
95
In
out of 100,
percentage.
probably.
In percentage.
Oh, in percentage.
What do you guys think? Make sure you get final answer.
Is a PC Gamer?
PC Gamer magazine.
95% probably.
Is that your final answer?
Oh,
Think about it.
This one?
man. In percentage. So it's not like it wasn't. Do we get to know if it's an out of 10 rating or it's a percentage rating?
Yeah, percentage rating.
Right. Okay.
90, probably like 90,
Well,
95.
It
right,
could,
Gravity?
no, they wouldn't. Oh, God.
They're all astronomically high. Remember that? Like 10 out of 10, 95%. Buy now.
Was it
But
like
this is PC Gamer magazine. though.
I would guess it was like a minimum of 85.
I would say
That's been going around Reddit a lot recently. Like all the I don't know if PC Gamer was there, but like all the screenshots of all the review ratings they got, and it was like 9 out of 10, 90%, 85%. I don't remember what under 85%.
I'm gonna
Could be
say
wrong
80.
though.
I'm gonna say 82.
Is that your final answer?
Sure.
Oh, so close. It was 80%. Oh,
I didn't think it would get that
man.
low.
Imagine 80%. Well, that's it for the first and probably last Battlefield Show trivia game. And we have ourselves a winner with a whopping, 130 XP. The winners, the grand champions, team number 2, Team Dumpster, Nate, Enders, and Baranox. Congratulations! You did it! Well done. The
Easy
winners.
rig.
Easy rig.
Now, I have some extra questions for chat, and you can answer this. Let's play along, shall we? This will be real quick. Here's what 5 XP for Specialist was. Here's your question, chat. Which Specialist loves coffee?
McKay.
Ah,
5 cups of it.
McKay.
Mount Everest,
No.
I just
The
hate
chat
McKay.
knows.
He's
Well
McKay,
done.
but he's fucking
Not
me.
Angel. Maybe Angel
Piss
might
me
enjoy
off.
his coffee.
Oh, Baronox types it but won't say it, huh?
Yeah. McKay was the cup. I'm on my fifth cup of coffee today, then, buds.
Wait, screenshot, clip it, ship it. All right.
I want to recount. Count's not over.
All right, you guys can participate too here. And chat. What's
Console farmed yet again.
God damn it.
which
Turn crossplay off.
specialist? Which
Look at
specialist?
Roger though, everybody.
Hey, oh, so cute. All right, Roger. Here's your question: which specialist almost got a Santa outfit?
Boris.
Boris, yeah.
Is that right, chat? Boris, huh?
Well,
That's
Boris.
correct. Wow.
Because McKay got the Woody outfit.
Do you think he'll still get it in the future?
Yes,
Like in the store coming
100%.
up?
Yes,
100%?
Yeah, it's coming.
They're 100% repackaging that as season 1 content and being like, new content, guys, look.
God help us. All right. Which you guys know this one. This is for another 5 XP for specials. Which specialist says, "Don't be sad. It's just how it works out sometimes." Nobody
I have
knows.
no idea.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I don't want to
goodness.
say it.
This game.
Just say
Oh, we just don't want to say
The forbidden
anything.
words.
Yeah.
My favorite specialist, Angel.
Angel does it again. All right then. Well, if you guys are so smart with Angel, where is he from?
Romania.
Correct. Yeah. Man, he beat that to the chat.
Well, I've
Oh
been there.
my God.
I've been there. I've
just
been to
read all the
Romania.
lore.
You know.
Something.
Damn.
No. I just been there. That's all.
Oh no, gravity died. I don't know what happened to gravity.
I'm still here. I'm trying to fix things. Don't worry.
Okay. Well done. Well done. Okay, here is another one. What is Irish's first name, everybody?
Kimball.
Correct.
Kimball.
Jaws, dude. Well done, Kimball. Let's see. Here's some bad design decisions that you guys missed out on. Let's go through these real quick. What was the max kill count for TDM?
It's like a low, like 100, right?
100. Yeah, Tombstone got it
Yeah.
right. Taz, 100 kills. Imagine that. With how many players was it?
I don't know. You played it. I didn't play it.
You didn't play. I don't remember. I think it was like, what was it,
Probably
32? 10?
10?
5v5?
No, wasn't it like
It was like
40?
30. I thought it was 32 or something. 16. Yeah, 16v16. Yeah, that goes quick. I remember seeing a couple of you guys play TDM pretty fast. Okay, anyway, let's do one more here, and then we're going to move on to the next topic of discussion. Let's see. How many weapons, primary weapons, were released in 2042?
16?
19.
Yeah, 19.
19.
Isn't that terrible? Jesus.
Yep.
Yep.
Fucking
19, dude. That's incredible. There you go.
How
chat.
many secondaries are in BF4 alone?
Like,
Literally like
I
20?
think like
12?
10. Yeah.
Disgraceful amount. Okay. Oh, actually, this one's pretty good. In the third major patch, this is in bad design decisions. In the third major patch, what happened to PC players specifically?
Couldn't move your
they couldn't
move your
move
mouse.
the
How-
mouse,
how-
yeah.
Horizontal
yeah.
mouse input disabled.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
couldn't move.
horizontal mouse movement, right? I think it was.
Yes.
Did they ever
Yeah.
patch that out?
Unbelievable.
No.
Yeah, they
No,
did.
but
They,
we had to
they,
figure out how to fucking fix it. And Baronox has figured out how to fix mouse input about 4 or 5 separate times. Very clear. Not $1 received. Honestly.
But they still have that one in the
Not
game where
his
you.
job either.
They still have that one in the game though. They still have the one where you bail out of your vehicle. You can't move it vertically though.
Yes.
Yeah, with the
Yeah,
slider.
which
that's
makes
fun.
every day, and
Yeah.
I die to it. Yep.
Jesus. Okay, last one, I promise. In the beginning of the game, when it first came out, which gadget caused all servers to rubber band?
The
Pokeball.
Oh, that was,
baby.
yeah, the
Pokeball.
sensory
Mean-
grenades.
The sensor.
nerfed
That's
the
right, Nate.
proxy
Grenades,
The
yeah.
You only have one now.
Nade. And you can only have
And I still
one.
throw
Remember?
just through all the
Punch
Pokeballs.
That's amazing. Okay, that was the first and probably last ever Battlefield Show trivia game. Congratulations to team number 2 and everyone participating. Well done. Anyway, I could toss that aside. Good.
Yeah,
Let's
right?
move on, everybody. So this will be pretty much talking about 2042 and its lore and its tone,
What tone?
its
in the game?
theme. So 2042 was advertised as a dystopian world where there's two big factions left, Russia and US, kind of fighting over all the natural resources out there, and there's terrible climate change going on and weather events, and shit's just going wild. And you see that people are just riding around in wingsuits on freaking tornadoes, and like, what's going on here? It doesn't look good.
What a time to be alive.
Smoke, yeah, what a time to be alive. Smoke, rubble, just it looks, flooded streets from the Irish and Exodus trailers, and it just looked like a mess.
We need more of those, honestly.
What happened, guys? Let's chat it out. Did they nail the lore and the tone of what they advertised?
No.
No. Complete 180.
So
I think they had a group of kindergarten children come in and have like a day at DICE, and they just gave their ideas on what it should be later on down the line. Honestly,
yeah, the kaleidoscope groundskeeper is a master at his job.
Yeah, we're like, hey guys, give us some voice lines, kids. Even
the sprinklers work too.
Telling you what, though, that'd made a kick-ass single-player game if you did that story.
Yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit more about that Exodus trailer. That was something. Did you guys like that one?
Yeah, it was amazing.
It was cool.
They could have used that and traded a BF1 atmosphere, you know what I mean? But fuck no.
What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I was actually okay with that in trade of a single player campaign. I mean, it wasn't much, but I was kind of expecting more lore to be baked into the game obviously more than it actually was baked into the game. So like, I was okay with it. I remember being on the show with you a couple months after, or like a month or so after the first trailer launched, and we talked about having no single player. And of course, I originally wanted single player because I felt like having an ordered structure would kind of guide DICE and its design and how they actually ended up wanting to design the game. But obviously, we saw how that turned out. So I mean, like, I was okay with the short story, but they did absolutely nothing with the lore. I mean, literally, the kaleidoscope. I don't know who said the kaleidoscope groundskeeper still around. Like, you should get a raise. Like, that lawn is cut perfectly.
Like a golf course.
And it is. I know.
Yeah. What's the worst that happens on that map too? It's just like an antenna falls on the ground, and I think it's about it, right?
There's an antenna, and there's like a neon sign from the other skyscraper.
That's it.
Yeah.
What a shame. I hope they clean that up.
GraViTyXIII kind of looks like a clicker from Lost to Us.
Yeah,
right now,
yeah, I really do.
You can still see his face though.
It's just a mess. I don't know what's going on.
With regards to like the Exodus trailer, I was hoping they would just like fully embrace the hero shooter aspect and give us stuff like Overwatch does with like the background stories of each of the characters, like a whole cinematic thing with every single one of them. I was hoping for something like that in replace of a single player. Would have been something at least to appease those guys. Instead of just reading it on a blog post, I've been content with that. It doesn't have to be as like completely polished as the one we got for Exodus, because I'm sure that took a long time to get done. But something would have been nice. You could toss like a few of them into one story at a time if you want to.
Yeah.
What do you think, Enders?
I'm gonna come up with a hot take here. The lore doesn't matter at all, and almost never has.
Like, true, but it's something. It's fluff.
Yeah.
I'll do you one better. The lore actually contradicts the lore of Battlefield 2142, because the major other faction in that game was the Pan-Asian Coalition, which was a Russia-China combination. So it was a very Asian-themed. Also, that game didn't have a single player either, but all the loading screens had massive, detailed things of the lore of the battle and when time period they take place in, and actually you had a structure of what the time period of the game took place in, even without a single player, and we get nothing. So,
what do you think, Nate?
I think they were trying to do what like Apex Legends does, where people get like super into the characters and main them or whatever, maybe buy some more skins, and it just kind of fucking flopped. Nobody really cares.
Yeah. Did they go into a lot of the lore in Apex, those characters? Like, was there a lot of descriptions? Oh, yeah?
tons of different shit, especially on like Wraith and all that.
Oh,
But
shit.
yeah, I feel like 2042 just. I mean, I don't even know what you guys are talking about. Exodus, is that some kind of like trailer for one of the characters?
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's a short film. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a short film, high production, and looks amazing. Like,
Yeah, watch it.
There are jet skis in there on flooded streets with garbage everywhere. I was like, yo, this map looks dope, right? And Exodus is the ship that we see when we first start up the Battlefield game. Why? That's what that is.
Yeah.
It's just the
Should have given that question to Team 2.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That would have fooled them. Yeah,
No,
and
but
that's
seriously,
there's no naval combat in this game, so it's just odd, you know?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it was supposed to be a device for lore, and really all it was marketing for, you know, this snotty like elitist Battlefield fans to go, oh my god, it's Irish! They're tying Battlefield 4 and this game together. Holy crap! I'm totally gonna buy this game.
And they had that little
And-
the twist at the end where another Battlefield 4 character came in.
Yeah. Oh no, Pac died. No, it's so sad. No, but seriously, it was like I didn't, like I said, I didn't mind it, but like looking back on it, it was 100% just a marketing nostalgia service thing to try and get some hype around the game, and it kind of worked. It kind of worked, but I mean, at the end of the day, like I thought they were going to do, you know, something like EK said with like some backstory with the specialist, like not even like something like 45 seconds. You know, like Rainbow Six Siege, when you unlock a character, it gives you like a 45-second cutscene of like what the character's ability is, or and it's like really nicely rendered. Doesn't have to be too much.
It's
but,
just enough.
you
It's
know,
just enough.
it's just enough. And like they do it with the maps too. Like they've been posting concept art of all the maps, and it looks like it's like really interesting concept art. But then you take a look at the map, and it just looks like it's a 6 o'clock on a Sunday morning, and people haven't woken up yet. It's literally, these like maps are so untouched. It's and like
Speaking of concept art,
dystopian.
What do you
the
think, Steve?
2042 concept art. Have you guys seen that? Like the 2042 concept art looks like a better
It's
Battlefield than we
nice.
have right now. It's like what?
The soldiers look pretty
The soldiers,
awesome.
the maps, look way better in concept than actual playability.
Hey, Steve,
I
do you
think,
Oh, go ahead.
I think what you really have to do, especially if you're going to introduce like a specialist system or like a hero system like they did in Battlefield 2042, the reality is with the Battlefield community, like the dedicated fan base, which is very small and very picky. If you ever go on Reddit, you have to like, they crave kind of that Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4 kind of silent, almost like silent killer type of soldier, like really gritty, you know, in Battlefield 3, like I'm getting fucked in the ass over here type voice lines, you know,
Yeah.
like they want that. That's what people want. So I think if you did, and even some of the designs of the specialists, I think kind of throw that off, like Angel with his, doesn't he have like a headband or something on? Like, I think if you make the specialist like just a little more deadly looking, get rid of
Like
some of the
Full Metal
bad
Jacket kind of
voice
thing.
lines.
Dozer? What do you think about
Make 'em a little
Dozer?
more, like, make them like trained killers, you know?
Army of
It
Two
would've went
stuff. Give us some
way
cool shit.
better.
Yeah. What do you think, Ghost?
Not like
Go ahead, Ghost.
Yeah, I mean, like as Enders was saying before, like I don't really give a shit about the lore either, but I think it's just another example of like the disparity of the design of the game. Like even I remember when you first like load up the game and you even before you hop in your first game, you get this nice like cinematic, and it's like the voice actor for Kimball, you know, Graves, and he's like doing the intro of the world and stuff. And I was kind of like, okay, yeah, like I'm feeling this. I'm, you know, kind of getting a little bit into like the world and that. And then you just leap in your first game, and then you've got just like the well, that was fun at the end of the round. And I'm just like, whoa, it's just completely immersion breaking for me. And like even the voice lines like mid round, like they're swearing and stuff, and then it's almost like you can tell the end of round voice lines there's like no cussing allowed, but whereas the mid round voice lines, then it's okay all of a sudden. It's just this really weird like double system going on.
Yeah,
that
they
I
definitely had two different teams there for Portal voice lines. And I mean, do you think it was the same team that worked on all the voice lines?
Yes.
Yeah.
My favorite thing
It's
is like
so
if you look at
odd.
the credits, there's like a whole list of like 10 devs or 10 people that are like credited as writers for the game, as if it didn't take one person a week to write everything in the game. It's
10 people, jeez. There must be a lot of lore hidden in there in those seasons, right?
I think it's the radio. Like if you ever turn on the radio in a car, there's
Oh,
like a whole guy on the radio station that has better voice acting than the rest of the game.
totally forgot. What do you think, Jaws?
I mean, at the end of the day, the specialists, they're goofy. My big thing with the specialists has just kind of been, if you look at what the core of a lot of the issues in the game go back to, it's just the fact that they're in the game. For example, tying the gadgets to them. I know we're not really talking about gameplay right now,
The
but
lore, just the lore of the specialists.
yeah,
that kind of
just
stuff.
the lore of it, they don't really fit. And that's
Yeah.
another example of that very thing is they don't really bring across the vibes that were advertised. They don't really give off what players are really looking for to, I don't want to say immerse because it doesn't have to be the most immersive experience, but something that gives you that window dressing of an all-out type of conflict. They call it all-out warfare, and then you go in there and it's kiddie warfare. You know, it's weird.
Gotcha. Well, thank you guys for your responses. I mean, yeah, the lore, the tone is way off. These quips and stuff, people wanted them out as soon as possible, or at least, I don't know, do something better. Jesus. Okay. God, here's your feedback. Okay. We're gonna move on to the next topic here. Oh my God, the 120 players, the 128 player idea, the all-out warfare 64v64 vision that the Battlefield community and DICE has been having ever since its inception. I wanted to start with you, Gravity, about this idea of just tossing in 128 players into a server. Does this work?
Theoretically, if you had the right maps and the right flag layouts, maybe. But as one of the former devs said for core gameplay, like they tried it in BF3, it didn't work then. They didn't want to ruin player experience. It doesn't work. It takes too much effort and there's just too much chaos. And the way that it's implemented in 2042 is just not only is the design of the maps terrible to begin with, but then they dump in a ton of vehicles on top of that, and it's a combination of too many vehicles, not enough anti-vehicle weaponry, the utility of the one having one utility item slot, and then just a mess of no cover and people everywhere. It doesn't work in the game.
Anders and Baranox, what do you guys think about this 128 fiasco?
Here's the thing. Terrible idea. I'm going to tell you why. 128 players is just simply not going to work and doesn't work in Battlefield because it influences too many other aspects of the game's design, right? We all know DICE, okay? They're not great at making maps recently. And I called it months ago. As soon as I heard the game was 128 players, I go, what is DICE going to do? They're going to freak out and make the maps 4 times larger than they need to be. And you see that with breakaways, especially on Conquest. You see that with a lot of the maps. So there's that dynamic with they're going to do it the wrong way. And then there's the overlooked aspects of 128 players just reduces game performance. The servers are lower tick rate than Battlefield 5, so they're 45 tick rate. All these little things. The net code is worse. The networking is worse. The performance is worse. The map rotations are worse. It just simply doesn't work. And to Gravity's point, if the maps were better, it would play better. But there is a limit, in my opinion, to what you can do with Battlefield as far as players and have it still be fun. Because one of the things that I feel like as a really good infantry player is in Battlefield 5 and every other Battlefield game, even going back to, any Battlefield game that isn't 128 players. As an individual infantry player, I feel like you cannot make a substantial difference in Battlefield 2042 in the 128 player modes. And you go play Battlefield 5, you go play BF1, you go play BF4. You can join a server and take control. Like you can, there's a lot of stuff in 64 players you have to worry about, but it's not too much to where you can't outplay it. You could join a devastation match on BF5 and completely take control of the map, play it excellently, you know, really have a great game, have a very skilled approach to it. In 2042, I feel like I approach the game the same. It just doesn't matter. The impact isn't there because there's too much. There's too much going on. And I think you see that particularly with specific maps like Discarded, Breakthrough, the first sector. Like you can kill, and I have done this, 25 people, and it doesn't matter because guess what? There's 40 more people, and they all respawn.
Quick respawns, yeah.
They should have never done it. It's just it's a total gimmick, and the entire game would have benefited if they just didn't go ahead and do it. In my opinion, I don't see a reason for them to do it other than that this classic DICE is bite off more than they can chew, and then they don't execute on it, right? So I don't know.
The ironic
I
thing is
from a mile away.
Go ahead.
The ironic thing is you would think like squad play would shine like adversely with more players. You would have like bigger squads or something, but like the complete opposite is just true with this game. There's just like no squad play either.
There's no like squad menu thing. Like it just shows you you're in one. Like there's no
VoIP either, so you can't really
there's no
talk to your teammates.
Yeah.
I
We're
mean,
still
team play.
even the 128 player thing.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say that overall, I just don't think it's necessary. Like, I think a lot of it. Ender said gimmick, and I think that's right. I don't know if they did it mainly for a marketing thing, just because people will hear it's bigger and better in every way, and we want it. But as a player, and whether you know it or not, like most people's experience in Battlefield, when you're actually in the match, is pretty myopic. Like you're only really concerned about what's actually happening to you and around you. It doesn't matter that maybe there's 40 people 600 meters away. It doesn't actually affect you. And you can create the feeling of like all out warfare, like with the weather effects being on top of just 64 people in a more condensed area, or having the flags more funneled without the massive performance hit of 128 players on their new engine, which obviously isn't running very well. And the occasional, maybe you have a little bit of fun. You have a nice fight. Like there was 45 people on the flag. It was nuts. And then dead silence for legitimately sometimes 4 minutes getting to the next point, and you show up and instantly die, and then the fight's back where you just came from. And instead of like all out warfare, chaos, heck, like it's actually slower. It plays slower. And I knew that when they said we're gonna double the player count but make the maps, I think on average, like what are they, 4 times bigger than like Hamada, which was already a desolate wasteland in Conquest. And I just I don't think I don't think a lot of the casual consumers and DICE understands this isn't BR and it's not milsim, and the people that play it don't want it to be. Like you can maybe make weird portal things for the niche area, but overall it still is like an arcade shooter, and people basically just want to load in and be fighting, and it just to be crazy, jets, helicopters, explosions wherever you go. But instead, I don't know if they, like Ender said, they took on too much, or if I think it might have just been they thought, you know, we can put big 128 on the TV advertisement. People think that's cool and buy the game. But what actually ended up happening is the game is slower and in general less chaotic. But it's bigger, right? So I think you could have done the exact same thing, executed better, and it runs better with 64 players. And just add in the weather, add in a new engine, add these crazy specialists where I'm sun dancing through a bunch of explosions and shit. Instead of, I have to go like actually sometimes 800 meters to the next fight. And then, like I said, most of the time you die on the way there to like Boris in a bush, and then you're lost. So,
what do you think, Steve?
Peek a hill and you peek a hill and see 3 Borises. You're like, oh shit, that's fun, and just die instantly. And I've had it multiple times. I'd be like, I think it's Hourglass, where you're going to the 3rd OBJ, where it's like down the hill. You have to go through the building. You just peek that first hill and Boris, you're spotted. You're like, I'm dead now.
Yeah, the spot is devastating for sure.
But yeah, I think I played 1 or 2 rounds of Breakthrough of 128. I like chaos, right? I like to manage my area around me, like 30, 40 feet, as like Baronox said. Like you're only concerned about what's around you, 30, 40 feet out, what you can kill you. But you have 120 players. It's just too much chaos, too much going on. You got some random bullshit from a mile away from some gargoyle Greg on top of a mountain sniping you like with a 50 cal. You're like, Jesus Christ, what are you doing up there? And just I don't know. I hope they never remove the 64 player because it's the most fun.
Oh yeah,
it is fun. It is fun seeing Baronox and Enders though do the whole jet ram and get like 20.
Oh no!
Oh god, I can't believe that is in the game even after Battlefield.
And you know what? People give a shit for it because here's the thing: we're not doing it because we're assholes. We're doing it because
I mean, I kind of am.
It's Dice's fault, okay? And they're, you know, what easiest is to fix. I'm gonna tell you how to fix it right now. Delay jet spawns by 30 seconds.
On vacation,
all vehicle spawns.
Right
Delay
there.
all
That's
vehicle
the fix.
spawns.
And I will ram the jet into the uncap until they patch it.
I'm with Enders 110%. I do it every single game to make a point. Yeah.
What do you do,
I mean,
Jaws?
this is the first game without any AA in the spawns, man.
Yeah,
that's kind of the issue, I think.
You kill them before they load in. That's the statement. It's like, and it particularly wipes out console players on crossplay. Honestly, you literally on the approach, there's 30 people in a line stationary that spawn in dead with your name on the screen. It's
showing it on my Twitter before. I spawned in. And
and I see the Twitter clips. I see the Twitter clips now of people receiving it and complaining, and it's like there's a common denominator here, and it's Dice. That's the enemy, not me. Right? I'm the vessel. Okay, but Dice allowed this.
The best part is,
don't hate the player, hate the game.
This harkens back to BF5, where they allowed the bombers to spawn in like 30 seconds before, and you were able to do that in BF5 too. And then they nerfed it like 6 months later, and then what? They brought it back in and left it there.
Madness. What do you think, Jaws? Do you do that jet ram and stuff?
I don't do it. My friend Standing Fast does it because he just loves the plain stuff. But
he can't play anyway. He can't play anyway. He just gets up, gets down. You know what I mean?
So what do you think about this 128 player stuff, Jaws?
Honestly, good, because I play Breakthrough for the most part. I'm kind of like Steve in that way. But to me, the huge issue with 128 players in Breakthrough, aside from what everyone else has already said, is you end up with so many people in the objective areas because no one wants to get caught in no man's land. That's guaranteed death. We already know that. So you pretty much stay towards one of the objectives. But there's so many people on each one, they push each other into these weird areas where they shouldn't be. So you have this high concentration of players, which just annihilates the performance. But there's also like 12 of them camping in the most obscure place possible. And you just die to random crap all the time because of that.
You're always
on
spotted.
top of
You're always spotted as well.
Exactly. On top of the attack chopper flying at the flight ceiling with the cannon and the scout helis flying around and all that chaos going on as well. Yeah,
the
like
spotting lady.
It's just impossible to move, and you're encouraged to camp even though otherwise the game tries to discourage camping. You know, they got rid of the MMGs and they make sure everything in the game can spot you. But now there's so many people, they force you to where you can't move, otherwise you're dead immediately.
Too much.
Yeah. What do you think, Nate? What do you think about this 128?
Well, after hearing all your guys' opinion, hot take, I actually really liked 128 player.
Oh.
But to be fair, I only used Sundance the entire time, and I abused every movement fucking glitch you possibly could.
That's the game. That is how you enjoy Battlefield. Is just do that all the time. Yeah.
But it was. I thought it was super fun. But you can definitely tell, especially now. I've gone back to, or I did go back to 64 player, and the scale doesn't actually feel much different. Because I feel like a lot of the time in 128 player, there's certain parts of the map and different flags that you just don't even go to the entire game. And so just cutting down the map size and keeping it, you know, whatever it is, 64 player, it almost feels the same size as 128 player. It also runs a lot better. A lot of the input issues are still there, but yeah, it's when you play 64 or even like the smaller modes, like when Rush came out, that was, what was it, 32 versus 32, I think that's what it was.
I think it's 32 max, I think, for the whole server.
Oh yeah, it was 16. Yeah, 16 for 16. the input for mouse like wasn't fixed, but you could feel that just overall input was way better for that. And then you play
Yep.
128 and it is so fucking laggy. Like everything is just 10 times lag, your netcode, your input, everything. So it's like, I think once again, just with the entire game as well, if it had had more time and came out better, I think it would have been actually really, really fucking fun. But it just, yeah, it wasn't finished. It got rushed out and it was shit, unfortunately.
Yeah. EK, last word on the 128 players?
Expand upon a few things. Like, it's clearly definitely sacrificed things in order to have 120 even operate in the first place. Definitely think that they, down this player size to maybe to 100 players, get more cover out there at the very least. Also, I distinctly remember at least one of the devs acknowledging the fact that there could be 60 players running AA missiles, and that they were going to have some sort of system in place to prevent that. I distinctly remember somebody saying that, but there's nothing like that in place, of course. Just like there was no XP prevention in Portal. But yeah, you would have thought that it'd be at least a specialist limit. So there's not, in a 64 player server, 64 v 64, there's not like 60 Boris players. You would have thought that would make sense, but here we are. Obviously, during the first 2 weeks, we had a lot of performance issues. It's kind of cleaned up then, but now it's degraded even further due to this most recent patch. I've seen many clips of people on Series X and on PC, for that matter, having just assets not loading in at all on 128. While they're loaded in on 64, like smaller modes, but just 128 just don't load in at all. Player models and other things, whatnot. And then, of course, the vehicle spam has been brought up many times. That's a major issue. It's night and day going from 128 to 64 when it comes to vehicle spam. Night and day, especially since the fact that the defense side gets less vehicles in certain sectors than the attack side. So that's what map is it I was on today? I noticed that it was really bad. I play 64 player breakthrough primarily. One of the maps, I believe the attackers, they can have the access to 2 attack choppers and a little bit at the same time, while the defense gets 1 air vehicle, which is, that's awesome. That's just great. It's a good balance right there. And that's on top of the fact that the defense team gets the respawn timer penalty. And there's also only another thing they should have done with 128 is probably done 5-man squads. That would have been a smart idea. Smart idea. I know we don't have VoIPs. That doesn't matter at the end of the day, but it would have been something, bro. 5-man squads, drop it down to 100 players, add more cover, maybe reduce the play area a little bit on some of the maps, and we're looking a little bit better already. Just start with that. But instead, we got 128, and we got probably like a bunch of rush maps in order to at least get them in a playable state, as opposed to having a bunch of cover out there in order to facilitate for an infantry experience, which of course infantry in Battlefield is what 98% of us do. But it's that 2%. Those vehicle players gotta make them happy too. So
to quickly bounce off what EK was saying about the vehicle spam. And I think one of the most egregious thing about 128 players is that a lot of what DICE decided to do in Battlefield 5, like their decisions after launch, like with TTK changes and stuff like that, is to reduce player churn because players were dying too quickly into things that were out of their control. That only happens more with 128 players. So it's just a dog shit idea from the very beginning. Bigger is not always better. I was banging that drum from the very moment, like Enders, where you heard that, it was going to be 128 players. All it does is add chaos where it doesn't need it. It nukes performance. I can't even play 128 players on stream because my PC can't handle it. I am restricted to 64 player rush, or 64 player breakthrough and rush. And it just makes the game feel completely RNG and luck based. It makes the game feel soulless. Especially as an infantry player, for some of the elite players that are on this podcast here, like the really, really talented world-renowned infantry players, we could be absolutely tearing up an entire objective, like on a 15-man kill streak, and not even make a dent, and we could be having a really, really good game statistically, and you just feel soulless. You feel like nothing that you do matters. You're not enjoying yourself, even if you're doing well. And it just comes off as boring because everything that you do feels either non-impactful or completely RNG. And then, you like you said, you could be on a huge streak and then just get knocked out by a Boris turret, or some Timmy No Thumbs comes driving by in a Bolt like it's a fucking Tonka truck from when we were kids and just runs your ass over, or blows you up with a 30mm cannon that doesn't even need you there. Yeah, that too. It's like you
Both
don't
are
even
silent
hear it.
sometimes. You'll be running around and then just like, I was like,
Oh.
whoa.
Yeah, you'll be running around, you won't even hear the bolt, and it just claps you for like 4 shots with a 30mm, like, and then you're dead. Like the thing doesn't even need a 30mm, but that's like a completely other subject. It's just
Yeah.
And it takes
it's
3
so-
rockets to kill.
it's
Yeah.
random, soulless chaos that does nothing but increase player churn and things that you can get randomly killed by. And it just nukes your performance. And to Nate's point, which I thought he made a really good point, is that it doesn't matter whether you play 128 players or 64 players. It feels more or less the same because the way the maps are designed. So theoretically speaking, you could not even have 128 players and just keep 64 players, and you would be more or less getting the same experience, but with better performance. 128 players with a dog shit disaster idea for the start. Yeah, sorry, that ended up turning into a rant, but
Hey, performance is a big thing for many
Mhm.
people. It doesn't matter what game.
And even
And-
the old gen consoles suffer from really
Yeah.
bad netcode as well.
Like to this day. To this day. And there's no patch. For anyone watching this show right now, there is no performance patch. They're
I can't believe they
working
made
on
the
it.
decision to launch on that.
Yeah, old gen's terrible.
Yeah, they're getting the
It's the
cyberpunk
code too.
and
It's just the code of the game because
taking
I
it.
can run it on my new gen Xbox and it's still dog shit. It's just the code of the game is shit.
Can you even record on old gen?
Probably not.
No?
not really.
Is that possible?
Don't mean to butt in here, but
Yeah, it's
with
okay.
that topic, I do have to dip out. I just got a text from the family that I got to go to a birthday dinner. So I will. I appreciate you having me on, Julian. I'm sorry for
Energize. It's all good.
cutting out
man.
here. Yeah,
Enjoy your dinner.
sudden sprung on me there. So if you guys are going for like 4 hours, that might be back. Just so you know. If you're going for like all night here.
I don't know about that, but we'll see.
well,
Energize. Bye bye,
Thank you so much,
Energize.
Julian.
Thank you
Bye,
so much for
Talking
coming
to you guys,
along.
by the
Yeah.
way. Everybody.
See you later.
Later,
And,
Ricky.
bye, everybody. Bye, chat.
Appreciate it, mate.
Yeah, dude.
Okay, so let me move you
Julian,
guys across. Yeah, go ahead.
there was one thing I want to bring up because Kaz brought up like the dying to random shenanigans. My one issue on the Arctic map, the first sector breakthrough 64 player, is those 4 giant oil canisters just RNG explode. You'll be
I die to
doing your
those every
best.
time.
You'll be doing your best to be on the flag like a good player, killing shit. All of a sudden, boom, you die 2 or 3 times to it because it's like perpetual fire and shenanigans. You can't see through the fire either. And you die to some asshole.
And you can't see any. Yeah, you can't see anything. 'Cause it's
Yeah,
all, like,
that
the
is the
weird
worst
blurry
part of
thing.
that map. Is just fucking. I'm on the flag and
The
dying.
little things add up
I'm
here.
getting punished for being on the flag.
Okay,
for
guys.
my random shit.
Your favorite topic is up next. Portal and Hazard Zone. Oh boy. Let's just get Hazard Zone out of the way. Ghost, can you explain to people what Hazard Zone is all about?
No.
Excellent.
Never
All right,
played it.
next. All right, Portal. Let's talk about Portal here. A lot of people are saying it's the best thing, like Danny on PC, best thing ever. And then F'd by Dice. I was excited for Portal right at launch. I was like, All Out Warfare, fuck that. I'm going to do All Out Warfare plus everything else they gave us in Portal. And I'm going to have a mega server and it's going to be awesome. Then it happened on day 1. Made a Portal server. Did all the maps. Vanilla, regular, no bullshit, right? And there's some other features you can add on the Portal website. I was like, okay, yeah, we'll do that. And then bam, it filled up in like 15 minutes. And I wake up the next day, all the Portal servers get reset. I'm like, shit, why? And then they disabled the XP because of XP farms. I was pissed. And they said it was temporary. Yo, it's still temporary and weird as hell. Like this whole structure they had recently in this last patch. Yo, what is that all about? What is this Portal XP nonsense? Somebody help me fix this thing.
Like if you adjust like damage or HP, it automatically negates XP or something like that.
So like
Yeah, it's based
official
on the
Battlefield.
parameters.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's only their official ones that are actually on the Portal. Like if you click Portal and the 5 at the bottom of the screen, I think those are the only ones that have like full XP ribbons,
right?
Unlocking cosmetics and all that sort of thing. Like if you start messing about with parameters and making your own custom modes, then they sort of incrementally reduce the XP. I don't exactly know the statistics of it, but Basically, they're not exactly incentivizing people to play Portal at all, which is what a lot of people bought 2042 for, solely for Portal and nothing else.
Nowadays, I check Portal like for stream. Like people can like, "Hey, what's Portal?" I'll show them. There's still zombies and there's still just milsims galore. That's what Portal is now: just zombies and milsim.
Should
And hardcore servers.
Yeah, should the milsims and hardcore server have a? I mean, people like that kind of stuff. Should they have? Yeah, should they have an unlimited XP kind of thing, or should there be a DICE official milsim setting to where people can earn everything?
Oh, okay.
The problem with milsim games is that Battlefield is never, ever going to be a milsim game. It's never has been a milsim game. And if you want a milsim game, you should find another game.
So they shouldn't cater to them at all.
Say it again. Say it again louder.
Because it doesn't. You want to work as a squad. You want to work as a team. You want to do an objective. It falls back to what Baranox said earlier. You want to get into a game, and your player, you are going to want to just shoot things immediately. You want everything revolves around how you play. It doesn't matter. Like, objectives always will come second in a Battlefield game. It is always about your enjoyment of shooting somebody first versus actually working as a team to win the game. That comes second always.
Yeah. Yeah, DICE never has officially, like... Well, no, they did. The hardcore. And they made official hardcore servers, right? In Battlefield 1?
And they need to stop.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I was trying to defend the... I mean, to each his own, but, like... Are you guys are saying collectively...
It perpetuates the wrong image in Battlefield, right? Because... So, okay, I'm going to shout out someone that people probably don't even know about. His name is Rose. As soon as Rose... he does a bunch of, like, you know, he's with the Synthic guys. He talks to, like, KH2, does all the weapon stats for Synthic, all that stuff. Rose predicted, as soon as you heard about Portal, that the community would pretty much bastardize it immediately. And you can see he was 100% correct on everything that he said. Because to Steve's point, it's multiple factors, right? The game died, boom. So that right there, all the people that would be interested in Portal, a lot of them are gone, which leaves the niche community of Battlefield that's always been there, to do whatever they want. And I understand Portal's supposed to be like, you know, oh, make all these modes and do whatever you want, but sometimes when you let people do whatever they want, it ends up being a bad thing. Because when you go in Portal, there's, like you said, zombie XP mode, which then force DICE to shut XP off because people would be level 999 right now within the first day. So they were forced to do that by the community. And Portal's just overrun by milsim. Like, I could log on right now. There's a server that Baranox and I have been, banned multiple times from called BF3 Iraq milsim hardcore no HUD 500%.
Saw that one
damage.
earlier.
And you know what I do? I spawn on the attack helicopter and it one-shots people from across the map. And when people load into Portal and see what people are making, it's not fun. So I don't know.
They should discourage.
Like, I want people to do what they want, but at the same time, Battlefield has to stop doing these, like, you know, hardcore Friday Night Battlefield thing. They need to completely they need to stop doing it because it perpetuates the wrong image. Like, Battlefield's never a milsim, never will be a milsim. It's not hardcore, and it's an arcade game where I can jump off of a building with Sundance, literally wingsuit, cancel the wingsuit in midair, shoot a helicopter, and then wingsuit and survive. So, like, it's not realistic. And
Jello bounce off the water, just bam.
Oh, God,
they need to stop trying to, like, play both sides. They need to stop doing that because it attracts the wrong type of person. And another thing, some of these console developers, I don't know who the fuck, where is the console milsim? Get them out of here. Like, get these people that want to play milsim out of here, out of Battlefield. Release Squad.
Go play Sandstorm. We have Sandstorm on console. We have Hell
Let Loose is on console too now.
Yeah, Hell Let Loose, Sandstorm.
Holy shit.
They got games to go to.
Yeah.
And Sandstorm's actually fun. Sandstorm's fucking fun.
Squad, PCAT.
That being said, though, it is a very fine line, I think, with Battlefield, where, you know, it's always sort of dancing on that line between arcade and a more, like, realistic game. Like, what should be realistic? What shouldn't be realistic?
I disagree.
And, like,
Because it does attract the military audience, like myself. It does attract
Yes.
vets, but like gotta
Yeah.
recognize it's a fucking
Yeah.
video game, you know.
But like, okay, for me, I mean, from my perspective at least, take like vehicles. They've got way more arcadey with 2042 since like, let's say Battlefield 4. So in my opinion, it shouldn't be that arcadey. Like, it's just so easy to use the vehicles right now that's why Nightbirds are just flying around wrecking people left, right, and center with the rocket pods that just have ridiculous splash. It's just like it's child's play. I mean, if we're just talking infantry, yeah, I guess, yeah.
I mean, vehicles specifically, I think it's a different conversation. Like what you're talking about is the casualization and the removal of mechanics that separate good players from people that shouldn't be able to kill you, right? Because from BF4 to, let's say, take the Little Bird, from BF4 to Battlefield 2042. I mean, I'm friends with some of the best Little Bird pilots in the world, and they will all tell you that Battlefield 2042's Little Bird is just significantly easier to fly in all regards, and the weapons are easier to use, except for the minigun. Maybe the miniguns are a little easier to use in Battlefield 4 because they're just tied to the center. But the problem is they're trying to make vehicles too accessible. Like in Battlefield 4, if you weren't,
can you bring the mic a little closer? Bring the mic a little closer. The mic, yeah.
In Battlefield, sorry about that. In Battlefield 4, if you weren't like competent in vehicles, you'd get mobility hit, stuff like that. If you didn't use your APS correctly, it would be bad news for you. It's the same sort of thing in Battlefield 2042 right now as well. But the thing is, there's a lot more to learn in Battlefield 4. Like, watch players like Kelzage. No one knows who Kelzage is. Watch that guy playing a tank. That guy does things in Battlefield 4 tanks that you don't even think of. Like, he intentionally doesn't have a gunner so he can switch between both seats. He's throwing incendiaries on rooftops. He's switching between APS. He's looking behind him. It's incredible to watch. And you cannot do that in Battlefield 2042 at all. You can't do a single thing like that. And that's the real problem with the vehicles that he was touching on there, I think.
I
think they just looked into the statistics of how many people actually bothered to use them in games like BF4 and realized that most players couldn't be bothered to put in the time and effort, so they just neglected them. And then they didn't really have the tools available to deal with the people who were good in the vehicles. And that's why they started to like make them more accessible to players so that, anyone could essentially get in there and do decently. But only a good player could do well. But yeah, the skill ceiling is significantly lower than it was.
Which I think actually contributes to part of what Callus was saying earlier, is like players that wouldn't kill you in previous games are now killing you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
Yep. It all ties together.
So how do we fix this portal situation?
I don't think you can.
You can't?
I don't think you can either. I think it kills itself. Like it's a bad conglomerate of multiple communities past. I mean, we were talking about like the niche hardcore community. A lot of those guys are from like the original, like Battlefield 2, like Modern Combat, that are still hanging on to what Battlefield was, and that's fine. Like I'm not going to sit here and tell you that the Battlefield that you loved is now not Battlefield now. Like it's still Battlefield at the end of the day, but like these guys that are trying to, make their hardcore servers in Portal. Battlefield has not been that for over. When did Battlefield Bad Company 2, Battlefield 3 come out? Like 10 years. It's been a decade where Battlefield has been predominantly an arcade sandbox shooter. And I think it was Enders who said that the players that would have been invested in Portal and would have made a lot of those modes that we were all kind of expecting, like 24/7 no char,
TDM 24/7.
Exactly. Like a predominant like Rush playlist. Obviously, we have like a Battlefield, like a DICE sponsored Rush playlist, and then some other creative ideas. Like those players were all turned off by AOW, and they're now gone. And now it's just the niche guys that are using Portal to bring back the Battlefield that they grew up with. And it's not necessarily wrong for them. Like if you enjoy Battlefield that way, you enjoy Battlefield right that way. But that's not the way that Battlefield has been for close to a decade now. So which is why you have a lot of us that are kind of, regardless of how long you've been playing, we're kind of just like, what is this? And you kind of spit on it a little bit. But I mean, I think Portal absolutely kills itself. I don't want to say it's too ambitious, because originally I was like, damn, yeah, Portal sounds amazing. But Portal is also a demonstration of everything that All Out Warfare is not. I mean, we have a server browser in Portal mode, but we can't get a server browser in All Out Warfare. We have better performance in Portal servers, and it just points out the grievances in All Out Warfare even more than that. You know, and it's just sad because Portal could have been something realistically that sustained, the community for a long time, and now it's just being bastardized by the community for XP farm, which just a megalol. DICE completely shut off XP to then put in a zombies mode that allowed people to do exactly what they were trying to stop.
They
Like,
should
these
have
guys
kept
are
it. It lasted 22 hours. They should have just kept that shit.
These guys are fucking geniuses over there.
Like, because they shut off XP, people don't play Portal because they want to progress. You know?
Yeah.
That was astounding to see.
I
It
mean,
really was.
I play Portal pretty much every single day because, I'm doing competitive stuff, whether just scrimming or just, working around in the maps or whatever. So, I see all these hardcore and XP servers, and that's literally all that's left. It's literally all that's left, and it's
Man, that makes me sad. It was supposed to be a love letter. Portal was a love letter to the community. What community? It's gone, dude. Bye. Look at this. My show's called Endgame, bro. Listen up. Wake up.
Part of the problem is that they tried to do too much, too fast, with 3 different past Battlefield games that were poorly and incompletely implemented in this game in Portal mode. So they're all unfinished. And then on top of that, they had a server browser that doesn't work. They had features that don't work in the Portal modes. And then there's, like Catalyst said, is just the community that wants to use them, or it's just not there anymore. And there are still people playing these past Battlefield games that are going to hang on to those past Battlefield games forever. But to his point, this just brings up the argument of people like keep saying, I want a dedicated a full BF3 remaster. No, you don't. Because this just proves that if they try to remaster any Battlefield game, a past one, it's going to be incomplete and not the game you loved, and it's going to be a totally different experience that people aren't going to like.
Yep. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And there's something to be said for new content. There's something to be said for new content. I mean, I'm sure a bunch of us, stuck around and played, rounds of No Shar and Caspian, which I damn well wish they would have picked another map beside Caspian, Grand Bazaar. But and they're I like Grand Bazaar, but and it's just you got over the content. You got over the content almost immediately, and it's like, okay, that was fun. I got my old Battlefield itch, and it's like you take a look at the new content, and it's a pile of trash on a plate. It's you just don't want anything to do with it. So there's something to be said for new content, and as much as people are clamoring for a remastered Battlefield 3, like there is no faith that DICE is going to faithfully recreate that to what our expectations are. So
and it doesn't really work well with specialists. I mean, the specialists might break it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, are you paying attention, guys? Do you really want them to touch your beloved games? You know?
Just imagine a locker with 15 Borises. Just.
Oh my god.
I was actually going to bring up Metro because.
Imagine.
How much do you want to bet that they throw in a BF3 Metro and Portal as a remaster to pull people back? Because they're like, ooh, look, it's that map, that Metro map that all of you love playing 24/7 in BF3 and BF4, and here you can play it in Portal mode. It's such an easy remaster. I can just see it happening.
It's literally the same shit that Call of Duty does every year now. So many people keep asking, like, oh, dude, if they redid MW2, MW2 did Terminal and shit. I'm like, guys, no, that it's going to be shit. Have you not seen the last 2 Call of Duties and how bad they are? And now that's what people are asking for Battlefield. And it's like, it's not gonna work. Like, there's so much nostalgia going through that, and it's gonna turn out shit, just like 2042 did.
Nate,
I'm so over remade maps.
Nuketown?
Say it again.
How excited are you for the 15th Nuketown?
They actually put it in every single fucking time. Every Treyarch. Oh my god, dude.
I would like a locker though, because we had the Metro of BF5. I want a locker. Give me a nice 2042 locker.
Yeah, but with regular soldiers, right, Steve?
Maybe, I don't know. I'm tired of freaking Metro. That's all.
We'll see. We'll see what happens with season 1, which we're going to talk about here in a second. Actually, you know what? My next topic was map design philosophy, but I feel like we kind of covered that already to
We
a certain
whipped that
extent.
128 player.
Yeah. So let's just move on from there. The season 1. Yo, what are you guys thinking? Do you think they're gonna add some more Portal stuff, or are we calling it quits here?
So
I mean,
Well, the
there
Tom
was
Anderson information
yeah
was
go ahead.
like, what was it? It was
A new
someone
map
found the tweet,
plus
I
a
made
new
a video. It was like
specialist.
4 maps,
Yeah.
1 new
Well,
specialist.
this was pre-release. This was pre-release. The Henderson tweet said there was going to be like a new, like 1 new Portal map and like 2 or 3 new all-out warfare maps. That's not happening at
Per
all.
season, like
No,
4
yeah,
maps
no.
per year.
How many maps do you think per season total?
1.
One.
One.
If
Only
that.
one.
Two.
I said that was unacceptable before the release of the game.
It is. It is complete.
Yeah.
We've talked about this on
That's
other
unacceptable.
streams 100 times. BF1 in March. The game came out in October. March, they dropped their first DLC with four maps and 2 more 2 months a month afterward. BF3 had already launched 1 DLC pack, and BF4 had launched. Were they ready to launch their second with another 4 maps?
Yeah.
This is just absurd at this point. The model of the games as a service model for Battlefield doesn't work at all.
Yeah, well, it's like Tides of War. You think it's going to be Tides of War all over again? Basically.
I would happily wait 1.5 years longer if they can get their shit together and make more content to release. You know what I mean? Like, delay the game a year.
Agree?
Yeah.
Rip it off stores. Rip it off stores and don't release it again until you actually have something of worth to present. Like,
Yeah, so there's a lot of people
I'm not-
asking for the
No
cyberpunk
Man's Sky,
treatment.
right?
Yeah.
Just do a No
Yeah.
Man's
Yeah.
Sky.
Well, okay.
and
First
pull it
off, the
back.
cyberpunk treatment that goes. You're saying, did
Yeah.
Cyberpunk do that, or did PlayStation do that? When
No, PlayStation.
PlayStation did it.
PlayStation
Yeah.
did
So
that.
in this case, whose should do it? EA or
It's got to be
Yeah,
EA,
it
but
has
they
to be
won't.
EA.
EA won't do it.
They
Not
ain't gonna
Norwich,
do
they
it.
won't do it.
Imagine.
Steam
EA
could
let
do it, though.
Anthem die, you know?
I mean, Steam started offering refunds, right, for people.
Mhm.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
Essentially, they
Yeah.
could just, take it off the store. But
Did they say they broke their own terms of service doing that? Or some sort of rule?
It's
I'm not
technically
sure.
not. It's technically something that Steam doesn't do, but I think they're making exceptions for some people, and it doesn't
Ah.
matter how many hours that you have. I think I can't remember exactly where the story was or whatever, but I think somebody with like 45 hours got a full refund.
Yeah.
Either way, I just don't think it should be sold like at all in its current state. It needs to be taken off the stores. There needs to be, because I feel the problem is that now DICE and EA have hopefully known that they've completely fucked up, and if EA is pursuing free to play options, they're probably really pissed about the performance of the game and how disappointed they are in
Yeah.
what DICE has presented. So realistically speaking, if you're pursuing all options, I think the best option out of everything is doing a full relaunch and re-release where you actually give DICE time to calm down and prevent themselves from making even further stupid decisions, which they are prone to do under pressure. They're prone to do it even when they're not under pressure.
Yeah,
I don't know what
do a No Man's Sky. Literally do a No Man's Sky.
I don't know what everybody else thinks, but I think a re-release is the way that it should go. Personally,
They're never gonna do
Definitely.
No.
Did they
I know they're
kind
not
of
gonna
do
do
that in
They won't do it.
BF5? They
No.
kind of did something like that, right? They changed the cover art, the year 2 edition.
That was just because they launched the Pacific maps and they threw the big 3 map pack more or less together, and it was kind of like this whole seasonal thing. But I wouldn't consider that a relaunch. It was they kind of
Ah.
presented it as such. It wasn't. It was just because they,
And then they
ooh,
killed the game. And
Yeah,
then
it was
they're
like,
oh,
ooh.
here's
Well,
Pacific, and we're done.
Steve, what did they do for No Man's Sky? How did they did they re-release that?
Yeah, No Man's Sky. They stopped like talking about it, stopped selling it for like 6-7 months.
Oh, really?
And then they stopped everything and stopped talking, let it die, and like, hey, re-release. Here's everything we promised, and here's everything that you guys want. Bam. And now it's a great game.
Damn, and that's from an indie company.
Yeah,
From
they
Hello
literally stopped
Games.
everything. They literally shut their mouth on Twitter, everything, and then boom.
Do you think they're making their money back? Because that must have put them in the hole doing that.
Probably people came back to it.
Really? They have microtransactions and all that stuff. How do they make money?
I don't know.
All right, so if Battlefield decides to do something like that, then what are they gonna do? Just microtransaction us to hell, or like what do they have to do to fix this?
I figured is like if they're going free to play, then they're gonna go crazy with microtransactions, but
Yeah,
that's not gonna do anything if the game's still shit. You know.
And
I don't give it. Listen, people complain about microtransactions. If you want to make the game free to play, listen, I don't give EA my money past buying the game. And if I can avoid buying the game, I seek that option every time. If free to play will bring microtransactions, but they're going to put microtransactions in the game regardless. The real problem is you have to focus on making the game playable and decent and adding content.
Yeah.
And if free to play,
the game's not going to survive anyway with or without it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like people get too fixated on microtransactions. Like this is EA we're talking about. They have fucking FIFA. Like they release the same game every year, and they make how much money off of that? Like they're gonna put
Billions.
microtransactions
Unlimited.
Yeah. It's the priority needs to be fixing the game and adding content. And if they need to, I don't know, it's up to them to figure out how to deliver the content, how to produce the content in a timely manner. And I think they need to they might even hand some of it over to Ripple Effect. I don't know. I mean, that's.
They look pretty busy right now, don't they, with the Star Wars stuff?
Yeah, they are pretty busy right now. But I don't know. The priority needs to be fixing the game and figuring out how to deliver content. Make it free to play. Do whatever you want. I don't care about microtransactions.
What do you think?
At this point,
go
ahead.
Yeah, what do you think, Jaws, about season 1? Do you have any expectations?
The bare minimum expectations. I expect a map, a specialist, and maybe a gun, some skins.
It's so sad when you say something like that. It's like, man, that's so from a AAA company, and well, they are from the makers of Battlefield 5. Okay, sure, but it just sounds so pathetic, you know?
Oh,
yeah.
I mean,
look at BF5's chapters. What were they? At the best, Battlefield 5 gave us 3 maps in one single drop at its very best. Why would I expect anything more from 2042?
And here's the real nasty ultimatum, right? It's either, I mean, I guess it depends on how much you value content and what your definition of content is. Because for me, I'm expecting everything that they include in season 1 to be just as boring and tone deaf as every piece of content that we've gotten so far with 2042. Like, I'm not expecting season 1 to save the game or whatever. Now, whether mechanical game breaking issues are fixed by then you know that obviously will help. And in terms of content, I'm expecting it to be just as bland as everything else is. So it's like, okay, do you release bland content and disappoint more people, or do you, which again, everybody seems to be in conclusion that they're probably not going to do this because it's EA, or do you just leave it at 0 content and try to fix your game? It's a huge dilemma with a lose-lose situation, but it's like, that's the hole that you worked yourself into by making the game so bad and disappointing.
So now,
don't forget.
Oh, go ahead.
Even if we do get 1 or 2 maps for 2042, we probably still won't get a server browser. We're gonna have to cancel queue into the new maps.
Oh shit! I didn't even think about that.
I didn't even think about constantly. And then the gimmicks. Every specialist is a gimmick. How many gimmicks are we gonna get for specialists? You know,
totally forgot about that.
How many different ways can we illegally spot people in this battlefield before they run out?
Invisible players,
forest
warping,
turrets.
You know?
And we've got forest turrets. We've got wall hack goggles. We've got hacking, spotting on top of the proxy centers and already being spotted because you last on the minimap for 6 seconds after you fire your gun.
We're gonna get predator suits. You know, we're gonna get invisible players. You know that it's gonna happen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, just wait till we get a super engineer that can instantly repair his vehicle every time.
Oh,
that's gonna be fun.
Or a jetpack.
Reparables don't already do that.
Yeah.
Oh god. Okay.
That's true.
Here we go. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to bring up the whole cancel queue. That's what I want to do. Bring up the whole cancel queue to new maps. That's gonna be annoying as hell.
I was gonna say, I posted this on Twitter middle of the month. I've got 4 demands in the short term, how to just save the game short term. I don't expect them to do it in the season, but they need to drop the maps, at least 3 or 4 maps, because everything, it doesn't matter if they drop one more map, because it's still going to be the same boring 7. We're still going to be playing the same repetitive, boring, terrible maps. One is not going to cut it. You need, I'd love a server browser. We're not going to get it. So Portal has persistent servers. Let's just implement that in All Out Warfare. Let's just say you're in a server, you join at the end of the map, and you don't get kicked out. You just go to the next map. But let's add one more cool feature to the game. Let's add BF1's map vote system at the end of the map, so you can at least choose to play not the crap map that, Kaleidoscope 100 times over that people want to play. I want an optimization pass so everybody gets at least 30 more FPS. And I want a scoreboard and squad tools. It's a very low bar. A working scoreboard and squad tools so I can kick the morons out of my squad so they don't keep stealing vehicles or whatever. And it's a low bar. It really is.
Nate, Call of Duty has this, kind of a filter system where you can choose what you want to play up, right? And queue up with that. You think they're going to do that here for 2042?
I mean, I think a basic, either map voting or choosing your map is not a whole lot to ask for, especially for 20. I don't.
That was brutal.
Also, with All Out Warfare not having a server browser, I talk about this in my chat a lot. I don't know why the fuck they decided to do it like this, where there's no server browser for All Out Warfare, and the lobby disbands every single match. The only reason Call of Duty and other games do that is to implement skill-based matchmaking, but then they didn't do that. It's obvious that skill-based matchmaking is on Battlefield, so now they took away this feature for literally no reason. I don't. It just makes it way harder to find games and the maps that you want, and games that are full lower ping. It just I don't understand the decisions.
There is the soft EOM, like at the end of a round, to like get you into like a round. There's soft end of round matchmaking, like skilled matchmaking.
Oh, but like just how it worked in BF4, right?
I don't know. I didn't play BF4.
No. BF4, you just went to the next map. No.
I don't get it either. To me, that's probably one of my top 3 like most annoying things that we have to deal with on the daily is selecting or getting. Let's say you played Hourglass Defense, which is just snooze, and it's just like, okay, I fought through that. What do you got from this time, game? Another Hourglass Defense, and you're just sitting there for about 5 minutes trying to prevent yourself from getting put in just an undesirable lobby. And the only thing that I could think about is, or think that they would do as a reason for this is technical limitations of like cattle herding this many players, or it's some more I guess like EA positive play thing. Like they don't want persistent players in lobbies. Like they don't want noobs to keep getting farmed by Enders and Baranox for 3 or 4 rounds in a row.
Yeah,
like I have no idea.
You leave the game.
You jet ram them.
Leave the game too, and I find you again.
No, that's the funny thing. That's the funny thing. It's like you still see repeat players. It's like, wait a minute, didn't I like farm you like 3 servers ago? Like, wait a minute.
Oh, right,
I see hot sauce all the time. Hot sauce, I see him all the time, every day.
Yeah, and you'd think that like with 128 player servers, you wouldn't be seeing people that you know, but I run into people that I know all the time.
Well, it's because it's
And
dead. That's what that is.
yeah, well, I mean that's because
No
it's
one's
dead,
playing.
but
There's
I
3
know.
servers.
Yeah,
And then
but you know,
if you're playing with viewers, they can Q snipe you every time, like 100% accuracy. Just Q snipe, Q snipe.
Oh yeah.
How's that
It's easy
going
to
for you
know.
guys?
I mean, for me and EK, it's
Other than that-
fine because we play with our viewers, whatever. But
Can we just say one thing here?
Sure.
I'm gonna ask you guys a question.
Just bring the mic a little closer so we can hear you. Say again?
Not one. I haven't seen a single cheater yet in the game. Not a single one.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I don't think
I
I've seen a
have.
single cheater.
I have.
I've did one.
some
I've seen
sussies,
one.
some
Yeah.
real sussies, maybe 1 or 2. I don't know.
It's hard to tell without a scoreboard or kill feed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hard to tell, but some
But-
real sussy players sometimes.
But the cheats, when they do come,
Oh yeah.
that is
That
not
is.
good.
Well, what didn't one of the like big cheat companies like
Yeah,
discontinue work on this game because it's so fucking
Yeah.
dead?
They gave
Yeah.
their money back to the people that are paying them. Like, take your money back. Games cheats don't work. Cancel your sub.
man.
A cheat company more honorable than EA and DICE.
Ask Symphony. Symphony can pull up anytime he wants. All right. Ask Symphony.
Yeah, he's gotten a taste of the game. There you go.
He's wiping his tears with a couple hundred stacks. Honestly,
Exactly, dude.
Oh yeah, get that $1,000. How about that?
I bet
you
those.
could tell. Hold on, you could tell that he was hating every single minute.
Yeah,
like when he
exactly.
got stuck in the wall, and he
got
got
stuck
stuck in
in
the
the
wall, and he had to
wall, oh my
like dip
goodness.
below his camera to like try and hide the fact that he was internally just bursting out in laughter.
Oh
in
yeah.
front of 30,000 viewers.
Yeah, I think a lot of those, yeah, they're pretty embedded, but
Hold on, 30,000 viewers. You mean 30,000 embedded or bot
Yes.
viewers?
That's why the quotes. Cat,
you
that's why
can
the
tell
quotes.
though, as soon as you turn that stream on, I immediately noticed that he was not enjoying the game. Like he was having a bad time.
Oh man, we had a chatter here that says something pretty specific, and it's a huge problem here. I think Sia Rand N11 says, since the new update, I quite literally can't play the game for more than 30 minutes without it crashing.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
the
the game crashed
devs
all the
are
time now.
too brain dead to understand what a hotfix is. This is the problem. This is live.
This is a huge problem.
This is
The
why
game
the player
crashes
base is
all
so...
the time now.
Because
It made
it's
a
not
good
even about
low hotfixing,
it's
too.
not even about this. It's the way that they do patches. Because there's the C5 drone thing that in BF3, there was the C4 MAV thing that was patched out before the beta even ended in BF3. There was, you know, the jet ramps, the tanks and being able to be called on the skyscrapers, hovercraft going up on buildings. These things should have just been hotfixed out of the
We're
game
talking about
immediately.
The mouse didn't work.
That-
and that
yeah.
didn't get hotfixed. The mouse didn't work. Do you know how many? I would have loved to seen how many people quit the game that day, like the player count. Imagine you're a normal player that doesn't even know the config exists, which is probably 99% of people, because you had to go in the config and delete lines to fix your mouse.
Yeah.
If
Did
I was
they
a-
not
if
put
I was
that
a
on
normal
like the main
human,
menu?
No, if I was a normal human being and I booted up the game and my mouse didn't work, I'm gone forever.
Yep.
Yeah, like what? I swear to God, they had like an ability on the main menu to say like, "Hey, this is broken. We're taking it out."
Yeah.
Did they not like post like, "Hey, the mouse is completely fucked.
No,
you have to
never
do all
even
this
said
shit to
anything.
fix it."
Nope, it
You,
was
like,
all on
have to
Twitter.
follow their
Only
Twitter.
Twitter.
It's so.
They've acknowledged it
stupid.
a single time in patch notes. We're like, we're investigating people complaining
Yeah.
about mouse problems, stuff like that. I mean, I have personally spoken to developers about it, and let me tell you something right now. I'm in the DMs bitching at them. Okay, figure it out. I'm trying to help you
It's
too.
bad.
And I
Just
think
do
the
it.
problem is, I don't think they know what's wrong.
No, they don't. That's the thing.
No.
That's what we noticed is like, that's scary is they implement these issues. And also like, if you release a patch that across the board, I'd say, I mean, I think almost everybody, maybe some people's worked, but pretty much every PC player actually couldn't play. That means you're not actually booting the game up to test it at all on a client device. Like they have no QA. Nobody in the office started the game to see if it ran, and the mouse was disabled. It's
And
unbelievable.
if you think this is bad, I'm gonna make a prediction here, because the way that DICE is patched so far is just an indication that if they're not patching anything now, they've got this giant laundry list of things that they're promising to fix. That season 1 patch is probably gonna be enormous and change a million things. Do you know how many things that patch is going to break?
Yeah,
like
it's gonna be just like Warzone.
inevitable.
Yep.
The game will be unplayable after that patch.
Well, don't forget things we're not going to talk about in the patch as well that we have to figure out ourselves.
Yeah, use a
Secret
well,
patch.
Alan Kurtz is gone,
Secret.
thank God. So maybe there won't be some, maybe there won't be some secret patch changes. If anyone doesn't know what I'm talking about, Alan Kurtz said on Twitter that he made placebo patch notes to trick people. He's fired, thank God. But
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
saw
gosh.
somebody in
Trash.
chat was talking about it too. Is your guys' mouse input still fucked? Like,
Yeah.
can you still notice
Yes.
how
Yes.
has that not been fixed?
Any
like,
clip
Say
that
it
you've
again,
seen,
Nate.
say it again.
Say it again, Nate.
I feel like I don't want to be a dick towards the developers, but that it really does show that it seems like they're just so unaware of these issues that they can't even like see that it's broken to even begin to fix it. And I just and then like the whole reason I completely stopped playing the game now is because like a week ago I loaded it up, completely reset all of my settings, everything, graphics,
Yeah.
You'd think
keybinds, all
that
that
would
shit.
get hotfixed too.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so then I tried changing them and changing my keybinds. I made sure I triple checked in my it was in mouse and keyboard keybinds, and I couldn't change anything because it thought I was using a controller the entire time. And so it would try to bind it to a controller key. And people are telling me like, "Oh, you just got to do this. You have to go into the documents, your files, reset all
Yeah.
this." And I'm like, "I'm fucking over it. This is I'm
Exactly.
done."
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, it's
Well, ask
so
ask
annoying.
Nox
And
and
then
Enderson
people
about
are
just
like-
switching
people are like-
accounts on the same PC and their settings.
And
I mean,
then
the
people
game,
are like,
the game
"Oh,
likes to
have
reset
the,
everything on.
Yeah, reset everything.
People are like, "Oh, have a copy of your config on desktop," and I tell them,
Yeah,
I
it's too
shouldn't
late.
fucking have to do that.
Holy shit.
Okay, well, here we are, boys and girls. We're about 2.5 hours in. I think we should wrap it up here pretty soon.
Mhm.
Let's just start off with this here. The Battlefield universe was announced, and they're setting up a new studio to do more stuff. Like, what is it? Lore stuff? I don't know what that's all about, but it's headed by Marcus Leto, who pretty much invented Halo, I guess, Master Chief, I guess. What is this Battlefield universe they're speaking of, and how the hell do you start it with this game?
Yeah, I don't understand any of that. I think I watched one Jack Frags video on that shit, and then after that, it's just I don't see how that's gonna work with the state of the game. There's no player base to play any of that new shit that they're planning. It's like I almost want them to stop that, and this probably isn't possible, but take that new studio that's supposed to be doing that and maybe fix the game right now that's completely broken. But yeah, I don't think any of that's gonna work out how they wanted it to.
I don't even. What are we talking? What is it?
It was announced like a while ago that they're trying to. It's not a metaverse, but it's like a whole like kind of universe where they're planning a bunch of different shit. Like it just their
Marvel
ambitions
Universe
were-
Battlefield.
Seriously, their
Yeah.
ambitions
Right.
were way too big for this shit for how it turned out.
I don't understand this new studio. Like, Marcus, he's on Twitter. He's like, hey, the feedback and stuff, you can give that to me, but I'm not going to tell you what we're going to do. That someone else does that. Like, somebody needs to wake up and start talking to somebody. What about this
Right
universe
now,
thing?
This is
It seems to
also
be the only. Sorry, go on. Yeah.
no. I said this is like one of the big reasons why I'm a spectator. I have no fucking clue what's going on. Like, I can't even begin to like
He's
know
listening.
like where to fix this game. Like, apparently he's listening, but it's like I don't even know what this Battlefield universe is. I don't know what it's going to become, and frankly, I couldn't give two shits. The Battlefield that I knew is dead. So it's
This
got
is the first
it's
I've
probably
even heard of it.
it's that Enders. It's that like it was those rumors coming out from Henderson that the next Battlefield's going to be like a superhero shooter with like a Battlefield universe.
That's what that's the rumor of what there's an official like telling
Yeah, there's
of the
official thing,
Battlefield
so.
universe, but then
Mhm.
he's commenting on that official, saying now this is
Right.
what they kind of want it to be like, hero shooter, or they're going to expand on specialists, the lore of the specialists. For some reason, there's now a new studio in Seattle, ran by Marcus here, to do Battlefield stuff. And I am very intrigued in what you guys think about that whole aspect of it, because it is very odd to me that this is something. This 2042 is the start of this? Like,
I think
I don't
it's completely
understand.
irrelevant because it really, if BF5 was like the wake up call for the majority of the hardcore Battlefield community to say,
right.
"Whoa, this game, this is really really bad," the next game is going to be the it for me. It's the casual community that woke up this game and was like, well, the next
Yes,
game,
exactly.
I am clearly not buying the next one.
Yes.
So it's not this game that will kill the franchise. It is 100% the next one. If that is bad, it's done. It's completely over. They have to nail it, or it's done. because nobody is going after this. Nobody will buy that game.
It's
Like,
almost
I felt
unless
like
they
there-
know.
Go ahead, Baron.
Yeah, go ahead, Julian. Oh,
I didn't say
it's
anything. Go
almost
ahead.
just like they're trying to make two different games. Like it's almost like this thing should be another title instead of Battlefield. They need to go back and just like Nate was saying, fix this game. Like it is so broken, and fix this and actually have the vision that everybody wants. And this the Battlefield universe type thing almost sounds like a different game to me. Like I don't know if it's going to attract all the people playing this, but like the new studio is probably good. Like it's proven now. BF5, like Gravity was saying, with the harder core community now, the casual community notices that DICE is might not really know what they're doing anymore over there. But
which is shocking to me that they didn't realize that during Battlefield 5, because that game is terrible. That game had its that game had its content canceled.
I just think
Like,
DICE is
gone.
and they've done this in BF5 when people had criticisms against BF5, and you would see like that's when their community managers were more active and they'd reach out and talk to us. A lot of times people would provide really, really good feedback that were, I mean, just pointing on actual problems. And DICE would say, essentially, no, you're wrong because you don't see our vision. And they were very prideful of like what they created and they didn't want to change anything just because they thought it was good, even if the community overarchingly didn't like it. So I don't know. A new studio would be great if they know what they're doing. But I think DICE is like, there's a lot of stuff we don't know. It's all speculation. I'm sure they have all these things they want to do. And even if the community told them, hey, don't do that, we're not going to like it, they're releasing it. They've just done that 2 times in a row now. They don't make any changes.
It's kind of odd though, because Marcus is like one of the only guys on Twitter at the moment who's actually saying like, "Yep, community, we hear you." Like, I definitely intend to go in there and sort this franchise out, take the bull by the horns. But I'm like, isn't he just working on like story, like lore stuff? I'm like, that's not really going to affect gameplay or anything in that regard. So I'm not really sure.
Yeah, Him and Junksy are the only people that I have any trust or respected at this point.
The only other guy I see is the guy who's in charge of Portal, the Justin Weeby or something like that. That guy responds to everything and is like, "Yeah, it's totally our fault. We're working on things. We'll get XP in there." Yeah, he's a good guy.
He even was the one to say, like, when the zombie smoke came out, he said, "Yeah, guys, I don't know what to tell you. I've got no idea how this passed through our I don't know exactly what it is."
A wild tweet.
Sure, like everybody's gonna meme the fuck out of it, but I actually, like that's exactly, like I actually respect the fuck out of that, because that's the closest that anybody at that fucking studio has even gotten close to giving an apology. Which I don't care if EA, gives us an apology with their fingers crossed behind their backs. Like they just need to say something at this point. Like I know whatever they say, like we're sorry about this, we're gonna fix it.
Hold on a second.
I
think I lost internet here for a
stream went
second.
down.
I got bad internet here.
The Comcast.
Oh, it looks like it's coming back. Okay, it's back now.
Back. Oof.
Oh my god. I have bad internet over here. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I heard
Dude,
you.
EA, take the stream down.
Take the stream down. No.
Take it down.
God,
take it down.
Sorry about that. Looks like we're back. Just refresh if you guys.
That's just how it works out sometimes. It's all right.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they're trying to take us down, man.
I don't even know where I was in that rant.
Yeah, it was a good rant. I'm sorry,
does anybody remember?
You're making a good point.
Oh yeah, no. So like I said, I don't care how sincere their apology is. They just have to say something, because arguably the thing that pisses me off the most about this entire company is the ignorance is bliss attitude that they have with everything. Oh, everything's going fine. Here's hardcore Battlefield night. Here's a shotgun skin that's going to ruin the meta for the next week. Like everything's
don't
great.
even work.
And the skins don't even work, and it's like I genuinely do not care.
Skin doesn't work.
Yeah, no, it doesn't work.
Wait, what?
How does the skin not work?
Steve, what does it like? Not? I don't think it applies. Does it? What is it?
It literally only applies to one of the magazines on the shotgun. Not all of them, just one.
Yeah, that's what it was.
God.
They couldn't be bothered to under it for all the magazines.
Yeah, I mean, like. They just need to say something. Like People are begging and asking for a roadmap, and I'm like, I don't know how you're expecting a map for a company that has no idea where the fuck they're going to begin with. But like, genuinely speaking, I don't care how sincere the apology is. I just have to say something because the whole ignorance is bliss thing just pisses me the fuck off.
Yeah,
The inability to offer any apology is ridiculous.
And they killed 2 games to make this one. Remember that they killed 2.
Ooh.
3 games. Don't
True,
forget
that
Need
too.
for Speed,
Which is now in development again. So
Yay!
whatever that studio is doing is gone.
All right, good. Okay, guys, since EA is coming after us, yo, let's do some closing statements. Let's wrap this up. Battlefield show Endgame. So let's just start with Baranox and Enders. Is this it for the Battlefield franchise, or are they gonna keep going?
They're gonna keep going. I talked about that earlier. This and Gravity mentioned it. Even if this was like a end of times timeline, this game wouldn't be the one that does it. They'll release another game. As many people will buy it as they did this one. It'll be incredibly hype. The marketing will be just as good. But honestly, it's really simple. Like, just release a good game. That's it. That's with all the developers right now too, because I see a lot of the COD guys and Apex guys and BR guys are upset. It's not, we've got like into the nitty gritty on some of the details, but the main thing about this game was it just didn't work on the most fundamental levels. So I seriously think if they just release a good shooter, they would do great. I mean, because they'll get all the eyes on them again. Everybody will be coming back saying, "Oh my God, 2042 did terrible. This is the ultimatum for DICE." So they'll get a lot of attention with the next title, just like this one. Twitch numbers huge, YouTube videos popping off. Everybody's getting a ton of views. Marketing's great. Yeah,
The game.
all to be great. And then, guess what has to be there? Not even a great game, a good game. The bar is as low as it was with this one. I don't understand why the bugs are like this and like the game just isn't good. I think it's simple as that. That's all I have to say. Like, literally release a decent game and you'll probably do great in the current developer meta. That's it.
Go ahead, Anders.
Get a hold of your fucking studio, okay? Look at me, right? If Tom Henderson's right, and you had 15 months to work on the game because you're dicking around,
making a
hire
PR.
the people that control that, hire new people, and get your shit together. Because it's not, like he said, it's not hard. I just, you know what I mean?
I get you. I know what you mean.
I'll play a fun game.
Can we just have some fun, right? Like the building blocks and the answers and all that stuff has been there for so long, and they just need to do a better job across the board. Like with everything, they need to communicate with people a little better. They need to get their game plan together. They need to figure out what they need to do in order to release a game that doesn't release in this state. And in all honesty, it shouldn't be hard to do that because you have time. You just don't use the time correctly. If Tom Henderson is correct about that, because I don't know. Listen, Battlefield, like, to answer your question, this is not the end for Battlefield. It's not. It's probably the lowest point ever.
Oh, absolutely.
It is the lowest point ever because I think a lot of people, and I want to emphasize this to everyone that is maybe new here, you cannot, I don't care how sick anything looks, you cannot get hyped by a trailer. I can't tell you how many people, as soon as they saw that Randazook, and get some bat chest emotes in the chat right now, right? They saw the Randazook and they said, it's a done deal. The game's saved. We're going back to Battlefield.
I fell for that. I fell for it.
Those people got marketed hard.
Yep.
And this is what happens, right? But I will say, I almost like that people got marketed that hard because it brought people that maybe didn't even pay attention to Battlefield for a long time back in to see just how bad it really is. And I kind of like that because it, like, who said it? Was it Gravity? It woke the casual player base up. I took a lot of shit for saying Battlefield 5 was terrible for years. And I was sitting there going, I can't even believe how people don't see this. Now, when I say 2042 is a piece of shit, Jim Bob 8776 comes in my chat
Everyone
and says,
sees it.
I wasted money. This game is terrible. And I like that.
It's a big
So,
difference.
it's not the end for Battlefield, but the next game is the end.
It does suck though, right?
So
Really? Okay. Then we might have to bring back Endgame Part 2 or something. We'll have to see. Catalyst, final words, final thoughts. Is this it?
It's are we talking, you know, final words for the everything, or are we just
Final
talking about
thoughts.
the end
We're
of
wrapping it
Battlefield?
up. So is this over? Is Battlefield over?
Battlefield's not over. I mean, I think
Okay.
a lot of us will have the universal opinion that Battlefield's not over. If there's a game that's going to kill it, it's going to be the next game. But like, how bad did DICE choke this game? Like, they had a slot in prime time. Vanguard is not a good video game. Apex Legends, sure, it's doing great great right now, but there's like a serious like gap in the FPS market. And DICE had prime real estate. I mean, Halo Infinite turned out to be pretty good. DICE had prime real estate and they choked it. Like they were like Shaquille O'Neal from 3-point range. Like they didn't even hit the fucking rim, you know? And it's sad. Like I feel bad for content creators specifically. Like me personally, I came back for this game, which fucking sucks to say in hindsight. Like I took an 11-month break for personal reasons. I stopped making Battlefield content completely, and I came back for the promise of what 2042 could be. Now I didn't completely buy into the trailers or whatever. You know, I still had minimalistic expectations, and those expectations were, God, can you just make it a little bit better than Battlefield 5? Like I'll take a decent game. Can I have a playable game? And I got a game that 2 months into it doesn't even have working mouse input. And, you know, even if I stayed on console, aim assist is broken too. Like, for a development company that has almost 20 years experience now making FPS games, how can you not have working mouse input? And on top of that, how can you also not have working mouse input 2 months after your game has released? It's a fucking embarrassment. And, you know, I like I said, I came back to this game for the promise of what it could be. You know, it had a lot of opportunities to grow, and I have grown, and that's been great. But it's like, it's weird because the Battlefield, like the content creator community for Battlefield has got to be like one of the tightest groups of people known to mankind, like in terms of like Twitch and YouTube viewership, because like we have all, especially for a lot of us that stuck through Battlefield 5, we like drug ourselves through Battlefield 5. Like I know me, Enders, and Baranox, like we were streaming up until the very, very end, and we like were dragging ourselves through it. And if you go into any, you know, I don't want to say the word relevant because that gives the wrong information, but if you go into, you know, anybody's chat that's been around for a long time, you see the exact same like painful expression on everybody's faces. Like this was like DICE's best shot in it. Like I said, it's like Shaquille O'Neal from like 3-point range. It was a fucking abomination, and it just makes me so sad, you know, that everybody who, there are a bunch of great content creators here, everybody that should be, you know, getting their success and growing, you know, are either stagnating or not getting the credit that they deserve as content creators because DICE has absolutely dropped the ball so bad with this game. You know, it makes me sad and depressed to think about. This isn't the game that's going to kill Battlefield, but
Okay.
it certainly is dark times for all of us, and I think we all just kind of universally, like whether you're Nate and you're, you know, you came from Call of Duty and you're, you know, you enjoyed Battlefield 5, and you know, expected more from 2042, or your guys like a lot of us here who have been around for a while. It just it sucks for everybody so bad, man. It 2 months, like, sorry not to go into it, but like 2 months.
I mean, they owe me millions of dollars.
Yeah, at this point.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah. I mean, but like, yeah, 2 months into the new game's life cycle, and you know, everybody thought they would be grinding and making content, and there's hardly anybody left. It's just sad, man. It's just really sad. So,
all right, Nate, is this it? You just
Yeah,
got
so-
here.
I mean, as sad as it is, for me personally, and I think for most other people, it's definitely the end for me for this game for 2042. I don't see it coming back. Honestly, they'd have to do something absolutely fucking insane to make me want to come back to, and I think most other people come back to it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the end of Battlefield. I'll definitely still be playing the fucking next one, just like I do with Call of Duty every year. But yeah, I mean, at this point,
Okay.
I've already moved on. There's no doing this full time. There's no growth possibility here. The game just has
Right.
no viewership. It's completely dead. I mean,
Mhm.
what 2042 on Twitch has like
300 viewers sometimes,
What does
barely.
it have right
it, like,
now?
we might actually
Well,
be the highest.
we
viewed
are
channel right now.
we are the Twitch category.
We are the
Yeah.
category.
It's just so bad. YouTube videos, just the views cut into a third 2 weeks after the game came out. There's just no point in really playing this game anymore until, you know, they change something drastically, which they probably won't. So at this point, yeah, I'm moving on to other shit,
Okay.
and I'll probably come back when a new Battlefield comes out, but that's about it.
Gotcha. Thank you, Nate. Appreciate
Mhm.
that. Brother Steve,
Oh man.
my pocket medic, Battlefield
As like Nate
veteran.
was saying, this game is just sadly dead. No one cares about the game. No one wants to watch it. And it's just disheartening as someone that has been in the community and trying to foster positivity and hope, right? I've always been on that part of the hope spectrum. Like, guys, just ride it out. But no, the next Battlefield game, if it's not good, it'll kill the franchise. But I'll be here. I'll be here peddling water on 2042, hoping it gets better, hoping we get some really cool infantry only maps and some cool weapons. What 19 weapons? Give me like 30 more. You know what I mean? Give me some variety. But
Yep. You're my hero, Steve. You're my Avenger, my dude.
but
Stick around, man.
I just want the game to keep on going. Like,
Yeah.
that's all I hope. I like the game with friends. This game is only playable with friends, and that's it, which is super sad. You can't just like, oh, I'm gonna get up early and play a few rounds. Nope, there's
Yep.
too many AI. There's bots. The game's dead. You see the same sweaty players or S80, S100 now. Like, yay, you killed me in your vehicle. Awesome. Woohoo. Every single time. You know what I mean? Like, yay, GG's. But no, I'm probably gonna add a few more games to my stream. You know, they have
Okay.
the Siege Extraction, kind of fun here and there. But yeah, we'll see, man. I'm gonna keep playing the game. You know, trying to stay motivated the best I can be.
Nice, man.
The viewerships are always amazing. Chatters are always the best for helping
They
out.
are.
And,
Thank
you
you,
know,
chatters, for being here
active
too.
chat is always the best. You know, help out your small streamers because we're all small now.
Yes. Thank you, brother Steve.
But thank you.
Jaws.
There.
Oh,
I love you, buddy.
yeah, you too, mate. Jaws. Is this it, man?
For this particular game, I mean, I haven't honestly played it in like 2 weeks. So for me, this particular game is done until we see whatever season 1 is.
Okay.
For the franchise, I don't think it's done. I think worst case scenario, if it somehow gets worse than it is now, they maybe shelf it for Medal of Honor for maybe a cycle, but I don't really see that happening. They're just, the Battlefield name, I would say, is big enough in the FPS kind of genre that they're just going to crank out another one. And even if this particular vision of the franchise doesn't work, they'll just try to switch it to something else.
Okay.
I think hoping or expecting a classic kind of Battlefield to release just isn't going to happen. But I don't think Battlefield as a franchise is completely dead.
Gotcha.
It's running out of time now.
Yeah. And anything, are you going to go on to other games or streaming YouTube stuff?
Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking about some other games. I've been trying to look at some other ones. I've been trying to get into playing on some PC, so I've been playing some World War III here and there.
Oh.
So I might start uploading some of that. Maybe tried a few other games and stuff like that.
Is World War III
See if
out
I can
already?
have some fun.
It's in
no,
beta, I think, right?
Yeah, it's in
Beta's
beta.
right now.
It was like 15
Re-release?
bucks.
I
It's
found
not.
that
It's
game-
honestly.
I found that game like 5 years ago.
Right.
Yeah, right now for 15 bucks, it's not bad, but it's going to be free in March, right as season 1 drops for 2042. So, you know, I'd say it's worth checking out.
All right. Well, thank you, Josh.
But-
Thank you for being here too. I appreciate it,
For
man.
sure.
All right.
Yeah, happy to be here.
Ghost. Is this it? I see you petting your cat right there. I'm sure she cares.
Yeah, She gets me through the streams and videos, man. I mean, there's definitely going to be another Battlefield game, like everyone said, no questions asked. Whether it's actually going to be worth our time or not, I guess it can go those two different directions. You know, seeing this whole Battlefield universe idea spring up, that's a good. They could definitely go with the hero shooter vibe even more, make things, you know, even more casual, and that's just going to piss the current community off even more. So it could, you know, totally fall flat on its face. I think when season 1 and some sort of a roadmap, if DICE ever actually decide to communicate with us, when that happens, it's gonna give us a good indication of what sort of direction they're gonna go with the game, because this is really their only shot at getting their player base back. You know, all these people who, I mean, 90% of the people who comment on my videos, they're not even playing the game. You know, they're just tuning into the video to be like, hey, shit game, man. Why are you still playing it? They're like, why are you even playing the game, Ghost? Stop fucking covering it. I'm like, I don't know, dude. Like, I don't know what to do, man. You know, it's embarrassing at this point. So this is like season 1 is their only shot to actually get people to, you know, say, okay, let's reinstall Battlefield 2042. Let's check out what they've got. And when they come back, they don't just expect a shit ton of new content, you know, new maps with like better flow, better design, different, you know, varied sizes with different game modes, new vehicles, weapons, specialists, all that sort of stuff. They also expect the game to be like completely fixed. And if all of those things haven't been done, then they're just gonna, you know, shit all over it. Rightly so. So I'm just waiting with bated breath because, you know, presumably season 1 is coming in March. So where are we now? It's almost February. We've got to hear something soon. You know, and I mean, if they don't give us the content right away, that's fine. But at least just tell us what they're gonna do, right?
Scoreboard in February, and that's it.
Yeah,
exactly.
Hell yeah, beta scoreboard. I'm down. All right. Well, again, thank you to chat and everyone. I'm not forgetting about you, Gravity. It's just I want you to get the last word on here before we head on out. But I'd just like to thank everyone in chat and, you know, Energized Knight, who had to leave a little early, and Baranox, Enders, Callus, Nate. It's good to meet you too. Brother Steve, Jaws, Ghost, Gravity. Go check out all these people. Exclamation point guests. Go check them out. They stream. They put up content all the time. These guys are amazing, man. That's why I brought them on the show. So you get their opinions and things on Battlefield and other stuff too. So thank you guys. It means a lot. This might be my last one for a good while. Maybe we might bring it back if DICE just does something psychotically crazy and changes things around. Huge announcements. Something. We'll come back. We'll talk about it. Bring on new guests. And do that. So we'll see. Okay. With that being said, Gravity, I'll give you the last word. Is this it? Is this the end game of Battlefield?
I actually had to put my mic on voice activation because I was like ready to go for this. Okay, so to keep in theme with the show, first off, DICE, this game is dead. You know you fucked up. We know you fucked up. The game is over with. You can kind of tinker around with it all you want. You can support it all you want. It's done. It's over with. It's a failed experiment. You, DICE, can be the Avengers. You can avenge this catastrophe next time. In order to do so, go back to what made the games work. On the next launch, you must launch the game with a minimum 10 maps and have 4 or 5 ready to go every 5 months so the game's not boring. You need to bring back the class system and eliminate specialists completely. You need to have more guns ready to go for DLC content immediately. You must have a server browser. You must allow private servers. You must have a spectator mode. You must have 64 players, not 128. You must have a high server tick rate that doesn't lag or stutter. And you must test your fucking game before it launches so you don't have a catastrophic launch. Go back to what made the game work. Every game, and that's why the past ones are still alive. If you can do the bare minimum, the game will succeed. Don't innovate. Just go to what worked. You don't need to redesign the wheel. That's it. That's all we want from the next Battlefield game.
Okay, there it is. Mic dropped. Look at that. Gravity, thank you so much for those words. And Dice, man, I hope you guys are listening. These are some of the best and brightest people out there. The chat also. There's a lot of legends in chat right now. All right? That's our Battlefield show. That's our, I guess, letter to you guys over there at DICE. This is what we think. I mean, we're a small group here, but fuck, you're lucky I even did this, man. Okay? Shit.
Let them know.
Yeah.
Let them know.
Let them know, Julian. Talk your shit,
Working
dude.
for free. Working for
We're
free.
doing your job for you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, god damn it. I'm pissed, man. I
We're
really
play
wanted...
testing your game for you.
I know. Where's my beta check? God dang it. And for that scoreboard too. I'm gonna beta test the shit out of that. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, it's been a wild ride. It's been a wild ride. Luckily there's some great games out there. I just played God of War for the first time. Thank the gods above for that. Excellent game. We had a blast playing it. And without that, I don't know what the hell I was gonna do. Maybe wait for Dying Light 2 or something. There's great games coming out. Don't you worry. Let's see what Battlefield has to do, what they
Arc
have
Raiders.
to say.
That
Yeah,
should be fun.
we'll see what the other DICE boys do over there. The ex devs for their little game. I don't know. I'm not really expecting much, but it's something out there, and there are better horizons out there. Everybody, don't worry. It's not the end of the world. I know I made it pretty dramatic here on the show that named it Endgame. Like it's just it's for funsies, right? But everyone said their piece on it, and I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Thank you for being on. We may or may not be back again. It really is in their hands now, and we will definitely chat about it. So thank you guys so much. Energized
Thank you,
Night,
Julian.
Gravity, Ghost, Jaws, Brother Steve, Nate, Baranox, and Enders. I'm your host, JulianJanganoo, and thanks for watching the Battlefield show. Good night.